Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell. You'll get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And when I'm not asking Bruce, hey, how big was Batista's? Well, you know. One of the things I like to do is help people save money. And if you're watching this video right now and you're in a 30-year loan, man, you're overpaying your single biggest bill and you may not even realize it. I want you to do a little experiment for me. Take your calculator out, multiply your monthly house payment by 360 payments. That's how many payments there are in a 30-year loan. That big scary number, that's your total of payments. You're looking at that number? You know you can do better. Keep more of your own money right now and go to savewithconrad.com. Or maybe you've got credit card debt. Man, it's not a matter of if I can save you money with that. Your average interest rate on a credit card is more than 20%. And by the way, all the interest you pay on those credit cards, it's not tax deductible. Whereas the mortgage interest, well, that is tax deductible. So if you owe this debt, it's up to you how to pay it back. Doesn't it make sense to get the cheapest rate possible and the greatest tax deduction possible? Find out how much money you can save right now for free at savewithconrad.com. You don't need perfect credit. Even scores in the 500s can be approved, and it's no cost out of pocket. But maybe best of all, we're licensed in more than 40 states. We can help more families than ever before. But how much can we save you? Find out right now for free with a quick quote from savewithconrad.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Welcome to WHW Monday. Tony Schiavone and Conrad Thompson.
Jim Crockett for Starrcade, 605 NWA. TV title, Cajun Omni, the Bunkhouse Stampede. Flair and Horseman, Garvin, Bogey, Magnum, Dusty, Express Tag Team. Turner, Barton, Mid-South Joy World Championship Wrestling.
Talking about the great years of World Championship Wrestling, the NWA, and Jim Crockett Promotions.
Tony and Friends North, they win. Look, Schiavone's back again. World title split off center stage, Bischoff. Disney, Hogan, and Nitro. New World Order and the Crow. Thunder, Russo, Arquette Champ, Vinnie Mac, simulcast. Tony's back with Conrad, not your classy podcast. Watch along, try not to laugh. Lowest rules can't pass. This wasn't the initial plan. Thompson's a good-looking man. Klondike Bill, make a chant. Tommy, you come over here.
What happened when? WHW Monday. And now, let's go to the ring. And here's your co-host. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to What Happened When? With the voice of your childhood, Tony Schiavone. Tony, what's going on, man? How are you?
Happy holidays, Conrad. How are you?
Oh, better than I deserve. Happier than a puppy with two Peters. And yourself?
Yes. You know what? I got to thinking about what we're doing today, and I got to thinking about the holidays and how everybody should be really excited and joyful during the holiday season. But I remember back in the 90s how the March to Starrcade kind of, I don't know, cast a pall on the holidays for me.
Why?
Especially near the end because we were doing so badly. And here we go, and another freaking paper. I love Starrcade. I love Starrcade on Thanksgiving. Okay, maybe that's old school in me.
No.
Don't know. I just think we gave up the ghost on that. You know, Starrcade was born because Thanksgiving Day, we've talked about this, was traditionally the best day in wrestling because people had cabin fever. They had been around the house all day eating. They wanted to go do something at night. That's why movie theaters do well or did well before the pandemic. So wrestling was in its element on Thanksgiving night. And we got rid of that. And so anyway, happy holidays. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to talk to you.
Boy, I'm you just have a way of lighting up a whole room, I started this show full of holiday cheer. I had some eggnog with some Fireball in it earlier, like a real redneck. Sure. And I was really excited, to share this day with you. And now I'm, thinking maybe I should just, say, fuck it, and go back to bed.
Eggnog with Fireball?
Yeah, listen, they showed it to me at the boot. A friend of the show, Dre, who you've met, he said, "Hey man, you got to try this eggnog." I'm like, I don't do that. He's like, no, we make it from scratch here, and I'll put some gas in it for you. And I knew what that meant, but I didn't really know what that meant. And apparently the cinnamon whiskey in there really sets it off. And I'm not a Fireball drinker, but I was like, what's in that? They said Fireball, and I was almost embarrassed because, as you know, that's now for hillbillies and
Really?
white trash and,
Really?
oh yeah. Yeah. Like if you have like I don't know, multiple sets of cut off overalls, or you've customized your Crocs, or you have a gun rack in your sidestep Chevy or step side Chevy, as it were.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You fuck it. Your drink of choice is Fireball. And I know I got uncles who check all those boxes.
So I guess a Fireball would be a good chaser for a potted meat sandwich.
Fireball is really not something that a civilized human should drink. Let me give you a spoiler. It's the type of shit that Michael Hayes drinks.
Enough said on that one.
You know what I mean? Like he's like,
Yeah.
hey, you got Jaeger, Goldschlager, Fireball, or any beer with the word ice in it. If it's Bud Ice, natural ice, he's like fucking Bubba Gump of ice beers. You got an ice house.
I think that may have been the first time that Michael Hayes and a normal human being was used in the same sentence.
Well,
Maybe
it's
wrong.
probably, but no, it's probably happened before. Cause it probably goes like Michael Hayes is not a normal human being.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? So that probably happens a lot, but in the negative side of things. By the way, speaking of negative, there's not going to be a lot of negativity to go around today because WCW has set an all-time record in 96, and then they beat it in 97, and now they're going to beat it here in 98 as we're winding down 98. We're about to watch the go home edition of Nitro for Starrcade 1998. It happened on December 21st, 1998. So if you haven't already, fire up your WWE network. Go to in-ring, scroll down till you see Nitro. Select 1998, and just a few down, you'll see December 21st. That's where we are. It's 2 hours and 23 minutes of WCW at its peak. Of course, 6 days from now, they will ruin their business forever. So this is the last Nitro with an undefeated Goldberg as your champion. He set the woods on fire in 98, of course, famously beating Hogan in July at the Georgia Dome. And he was off to the races, to the point that during the height of this home run battle, the chase for Roger Maris's record, Mark McGuire rubbed his bat on Goldberg's chest. That's how over WCW and Goldberg was. And that was just a few months prior to this. And now, well, in 6 days, it all changes. And by the way, we're watching that show next week here on the show, Tony. Starrcade 1998. Do you have mixed emotions going in to watch this? Is this why you're starting negative? Cause you just know this was a good time, but I got a handful of days left.
Yeah, I guess, or the fact that I'm just a negative fuck overall.
Yeah. Or that you don't like driving to Missouri or being on Zoom with me, or certainly Stan, who baby talks his cat. You know, you don't want to do any of that, right?
Well, part of that's not bad. Hey, so
Missouri, not that bad.
you just too long of a drive. Anyway, can I say something positive here?
Yeah, if you can try. I mean, I don't know that you have the capacity for it, but
I'd like to give a shout out. I'm going to do it in a positive way because some negative things have happened.
Oh,
To our good friend, good brother John at Jimmy's Famous Seafood.
oh my gosh. Thank you for mentioning and putting them over.
I sent him a text the other day when I heard the story about what happened in Baltimore, which at one time was a good city. And so I went and bought a lot of Jimmy's Famous Seafood crab cakes for the house here for Christmas. And I think everybody should, because they cannot serve food now inside nor outside in Baltimore. They are in the Baltimore city limits. He has been so good to not only me, but so good to us during my birthday party a year ago. Just a great host, but he's been so good to the wrestling industry throughout the years, to all of us. Good guy, good friend. And I encourage anybody listening to the podcast to go to Jimmy's Famous Seafood's website and order from them. You won't be disappointed. It's the greatest crab cake you'll ever eat. Great food. And it helps the people that, by the way, he's going to keep employed. He's not going to furlough anybody because of what's going on in Baltimore. So hats off to him.
Jimmy'sFamousSeafood.com. I've placed my order. Tony's placed his order. You should place yours. They've really been a big advocate for all of our podcasts. We've done live shows there with nearly all of our shows. They were like the brother of Starrcade last November when we were there. We had so many events there. Just a great friend of the show. And he really, really loves the professional wrestling business and wrestling fans. And we've always encouraged everyone, whenever you're in the area, go by, but that's not possible right now because of everything that's going on with the pandemic. And, it's for somebody else to debate what's fair and what's not, and what's the right call and what's not. Here's the right call for us. Go to Jimmy'sFamousSeafood.com and they will ship this stuff to your house. So it not only will make you a hero this holiday season, we're going to be serving some here with my Christmas Eve dinner. But you can also gift this stuff, and you want to talk about a gift they won't forget. Eric Bischoff famously described a Jimmy's Famous Seafood crab cake on a big green egg as like touching the face of God himself. So he's a big fan, in case you haven't figured that out. See what all the fuss is about and go pick you up some right now at Jimmy'sFamousSeafood.com.
Yeah, it's worth it because not only he's a good friend, and obviously we say kind things about him because he's a good friend, but because the food is great, legit, great. So our best to John, to the entire staff who've always made us feel so welcome.
I also want to mention, he's got this like food prep business for a long time. So if you're like, wanting to eat better, he can get you clean, healthy meals, whatever you need. And so he's been shipping those for a long time. Megan and I've used them for years. They're fantastic, especially if you're on the go, but you want to eat something great, but not something that's terrible for you. Dude, it's a home run. Well, I don't know that you know this, Tony, but one of the things he's doing for all of his employees, who he's not letting go and is continuing to pay them, by the way, even though they can't work, he's allowing them to, because obviously they're missing out on all the tips, right? So just come eat all your meals here. So they're going by and getting all the to-go orders, these meals to go, the meal prep deals. So they're just going to swing through and pick up lunch and dinner and snacks and whatever they need. Yeah. He's taking care of his folks, and we should try to reciprocate that because, Lord, he's taken care of us over the years as well. It's Jimmy'sFamousSeafood.com.
The way he's taking care of his people should be the way everybody should take care of their people. It's a good lesson for all of us.
Well, and hopefully we're going to learn some new lessons today as we watch Eric Bischoff kill the town here. December 21st, 1998. We're 6 days away from a huge Starrcade. And Eric Bischoff himself is in a bit of a feud with Ric Flair. As you might remember, this whole thing came to a head in 1998, and they were motherfuckering each other for the majority of the year. And then in September of 98, Flair returned, cut a fiery promo. And now, unbelievably, Eric Bischoff and Ric Flair are on a collision course at Starrcade.
Life imitates art.
Yeah. Let's make fun of it. But first, in order for us to do this, we've got to do a bit of a countdown. And
yes,
as par for course, sometimes we have some of our friends from patreon.com/WHW Monday help us out. Tell us what we're doing today, Tone.
Okay, we got our buddy James El Corai, who is standing by to give us our countdown, who is actually one of the better degenerates that we've ever had on our Patreon channel. And here we go with James.
Well. It's me, yeah boy, James El Corai. I guess I need to be doing a countdown. Or should I ask you oh no, that's a different podcast. Anyway, I guess I need to get down to a countdown. Well, here we go. Hope everybody's having a good time out there. In 3, and 2, and 1, play.
This is where the big boys play, huh? We ain't here to play. You don't jack us around, don't you?
Oh, for Christ! Security! Get up there right now!
Mr. Bischoff, tell everybody out there that I'm the biggest superstar and that I'm a bigger icon than the rowdy, red-headed Roddy Piper.
If it makes you feel better, if that's what you want to hear, you're a bigger icon than
Told you. Carry on.
I want to apologize.
I have never heard
so many lies in my entire life other than when I was saying them. You're a liar. You piece of... You are...
This guy here was the foundation of the WCW. Now he works for the NWO.
I stand before you today humble. Nitro was supposed to be our show. Are you familiar at all with company policy? No, sir. I'm telling you, you were fired. Please in control.
Hope that I can just ask for some way possible you can reconsider and give me my job back.
To those of you who have risen to the challenge, kids, would you please tell your daddy that he's still fired? Damn, I'm a funny guy. I am the highest ranking official in WCW. I am telling you right now, leave the belts here or you'll be in breach of contract. I am the most powerful man in this industry.
Yes, you are a problem.
They love me for it. Fight me. You wanted to fire me, but you can't. Fight me.
Cold-bloodedly hit Savage in the knee.
Don't you ever pull a stunt like that again. Thank you very much.
As of right now, you're suspended.
Stick it. It's not going to work. Eric Bischoff gets laid out. Shut up. I'm going to give you a management lesson, you Bischoff wannabe. We're going to go up. We're going to crash their little party. I want them out here. No. Oh, yeah. Here they go. Shut up. I gave you an opportunity, and all you've done is screw it up. You are fired. I quit. The only thing I hate worse than controllers are attorneys. What are you doing? Who do you think you are? You're fired. You're fired. Let me tell you a little story about a man named Flair. That I run this company. I am the boss. I have the power. This is my company, and there's no room for you and
I are gonna have it out.
Ric Flair is garbage.
You have no heart.
I feel badly about what's happened. I want to apologize especially to you and say how sorry I am that your old man has such a weak heart. And I guess I'm going to have to apologize for kicking your ass.
Oh, if you believe this?
Right in front of their mother, too. They got little Reed.
Barry Windham, he's stomping on the son of Ric Flair. This is sick.
This is the epitome of a disgrace.
What the hell were you thinking?
What, could we have gotten a longer goddamn video?
It was too long, but it shows how great of a heel he was, right?
Oh, he was tremendous, but Jesus Christ, those fucking 4 minutes.
Yeah, I know. That's
longer than your honeymoon.
Yes, you'd be right. Hey, it must be poncho season.
Oh boy, there's a lot of jokes right here. Just leave them to ourselves.
Okay. Look at the fans, man. Look at the signs. Everybody's standing.
I can hear you getting in a better mood right now.
Signs were in, well, I'm in a good mood because there's Spice right up front.
Sure.
Yeah, she's my girl. And, but we're in the sign era, man. Big time, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. We're knee deep in it.
Knee deep in it.
Is there anything else you'd like to be Never mind. I love the old canvas here with the logo on it. You know, that's the one we cut up and had guys autograph pieces of and sell it over at boxofgimmicks.com right now.
Right.
It's kind of cool.
Girl in the middle right there is Shawn Michaels' wife.
Yes, we know.
Well, not many people may know that watching this.
Oh yeah. In order to listen to this, you got to be a hardcore fan. Ain't no casual fans listening to WHW.
Well, there you go. But that's Rebecca, who was such a nice girl. Well, they were all very sweet. They really were.
In this era, how much, how much, never mind. I got a few jokes that I was like, I'll get canceled for that one. I'll get in trouble for this one. So-and-so won't text me back on that. Let's just watch the fucking pyro and I'll come up with something else that won't get us in trouble.
Really? Well, we've been, this is, where's episode 205, and you are centering yourself for the first time ever?
Oh no, it's happened before.
Really?
But I almost let one go, and I was like, oof, I'm either going to annoy somebody we both like or get canceled. So I'll just keep it to my St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah. This is the old, I think we were at the Dome.
Boy, look at these weak ass decorations on this desk. My God, this looks like some flea market bullshit right here.
You know what? I would think, well, Zabisco's going to stand up here. Hang on a second. The living legend. Yeah, baby. And he threw the Santa hat up in the air and it came right straight down. So, this problem, I would bet you anything back in the day that we got there and someone said, we need some Christmas decorations.
Somebody run down to Hobby Lobby right fast.
Exactly. Yeah.
Look at this double-breasted shit with a polo. Boy.
What, on Mike, it looks pretty good.
No, Mike looks nice and Larry looks nice. He needs to button down that collar, but you look like a fucking goof.
I do not.
You've got on a polo and a blazer, and the polo collar is popping out. It's an ill-fitting jacket. It's buttoned while you're seated. You just look fucking dumb, dude. You're so much cooler than this. Like, how are you this cool inside, but outwardly you look like the little kid in the movie Big Daddy where Adam Sandler just lets the kid dress himself.
Yeah.
That's you. Like, I feel like if you stood up and you had your tidy whities on the outside of your khakis, I'd be like, well, checks out.
Hey, we had a great crowd that night, man. We were at we took the Dome and put a curtain in where the Rams played. I don't know if it was called the TWA Dome back then, if TWA was still in business or what it was called back then, but we had look at that great crowd.
It really is remarkable when you think about, me and you don't talk about this a lot, but think about how many people are there and how many families had decisions about what they were going to do around the holidays and what kids wanted for Christmas. And yes, they could get a present early, but moms and dads would save up and spend some money on some tickets and take off work early and drive the kids over and beat the traffic and have to find a parking spot and pay for parking and wait until the doors are open and come through the little scanner and hit the merch stand. And kids got their signs and ready to go and got to get their favorite action figure or t-shirt or poster and then sit down and they're all excited. And here comes Fit Finlay and Scott Putski.
Scott Putski, you and I think we did on one of our podcasts where he was on the Clash of the Champions. And here's his second in-ring debut, so to speak, against Fit Finlay, man. Fit Finlay is obviously one of the toughest guys ever.
Oh,
in real life.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
For sure.
And I don't know that much about Scott Putski, although, I mean, we know who his dad was. And
I bet you'd want to twirl his hair with your fingers.
I bet I wouldn't.
Why do you say that?
Because you said I would.
Oh, I thought he was your kind of
guy. Goldberg, the Rams need help. Interested? Is what the sign said.
I mean, didn't the Rams make
later with 2 years later, they would win the Super Bowl, I think, or 2001 against the Titans. So they would get better. Everybody would get better except us. We would get worse.
Right. And a lot of that's based on the players. You know, they had Kurt Warner and you had Tony Schiavone.
No, that's not how it happened.
What? You weren't a part of WCW here? Cause
I wasn't the quarterback.
If I track it,
Escaping up to.
Sounds like you. I think you were there.
Yeah. Okay. But that doesn't mean I'm the quarterback.
Well, there's no quarterback in wrestling.
Exactly.
But if there was,
well, yeah, there is behind the scenes. There's a quarterback in wrestling calling the shots.
No. What you're talking about would be the booker and the head coach.
Okay.
See.
Oh, okay. The quarterback would be like in
the host of the show, Tony Schiavone.
No.
What, you're throwing the commercials, you're throwing the matches, you're throwing backstage, you're handing off to Mike Tenay. Sounds like a whole lot of fucking quarterbacking going on, Shivanto.
Nope. Quarterbacks make decisions. I don't make decisions. I do what I'm told.
Well, we know that.
Yeah. So that's number one. Number two, fuck you.
What? For agreeing with you?
And number three, you a lie.
Wait a minute.
Which is available at lowestrules.com and maybe also at boxofgimmicks.com. Hello, Ryan Duff.
Help me understand.
No, I ain't helping you understand shit.
All right, just do the show then.
No, I want you to get off my ass. Get off my ass. Oh, here we go again. You're not going to talk, are you? You're not going to talk. Talk, motherfucker. You get paid to talk. Okay, well, I can't give him nothing, right? I mean, I got to do something. Stan, you want to hop in here and say something? Because Conrad's mad. But I did like Fit Finlay, and I think Fit, if I'm right, I think we brought this up before, is the coach or the agent for the women's in the WWE. Can you confirm that, Conrad? Thank you. And I think this may have been before he had his bad foot injury. Can you confirm that, Conrad? Thank you. Could somebody call Casio, see if Judy would let him talk? Would you get back on here? I'm the quarterback of the show.
Okay, there we go.
And I'm handing it off to you. There we go.
Yeah, this is Fit Finlay used to work with the ladies before they furloughed him. And
okay.
This is before y'all cut his foot off in that junkyard.
Yeah. Wow, they furloughed him too?
Yep.
Whew. Wow, he was very instrumental in bringing the ladies to where they are now in the WWE, I would think. But anyway, life moves on. Life moves on. Legitimate tough guy, man. And see those shots? I'm not so sure how many working punches there are here. I always thought that I don't know how you feel about it, but to me, pro wrestling is an art.
Of course it is.
And it's an art to make it look good, look real.
But not hurt.
And not hurt. But the guys who are really the artists were the guys who really knew how to hurt you, but didn't. And that to me, like a Fit Finlay, even a Steve Regal was like that. Obviously the Steiners, but they obviously hurt you a lot though.
The real artists were the guys who would sell.
Sure. I get, yeah. I like, yeah, Ricky Morton. It comes to mind. There's others obviously, but the ones that can sell are the great ones. But the ones who can see like that, see Fit Finlay's face, that helps sell that hold. I remember Bill Watts told me that. So when he grabs somebody, he said, when somebody grabs a person, he said, what helps sell it? See Fit Finlay's facial reaction? Like he's straining.
Right.
That helps sell the move. And that's one of the things that Watts taught. He taught me a lot of stuff. It's just subtle things that normally you don't think about. But these fans are really into looking at themselves in the big screen here because they don't give a shit about this match. But hey, we're going to have Chavo Jr.
Chavo.
Mm-hmm. We're going to have Lizmark Jr. Can't wait to see that. So we got a lot coming up here.
The real deal is Ernest Miller hanging out with Santa Claus. That's why I want to watch this.
Right. But we're going to have Eddie and Rey Mysterio. So, and unfortunately Van Hammer's in the show as well. So you can't always hit a home run. Sometimes you swing and miss strike three. By the way, I had a nice chat with the manager of the Atlanta Braves this past weekend, Brian Snitker.
Asked for your old job back?
Nope.
Why not?
We were talking about, he told me how excited he was to see that Sting was back in wrestling. And
oh, did he like y'all's fucking hug?
Yeah, I guess he did.
Cool.
And Nitro will continue after this. And we're back. So
can you imagine that there is a Fit Finlay match that's going 2 segments?
No, I can't.
There is a Putski match going 2 segments.
So let me ask you, when you said hug, you said fucking hug like that.
Yeah.
Why did you say it that way?
I didn't like it.
Oh, you didn't?
Nope. Week 1, we got this big mysterious, what's going on? It's Sting. He doesn't say anything. He points the back. He's ominous. He's this dark figure. Man, what's his motivation? What's he going to do? And instead it's, oh, I've missed you, Tony. Give me a hug. I don't know. Like, I think a lot of people tuned in week 2 to see, hey, what are they going to do with Sting? And then they saw it. He's going to hug Tony Schiavone.
Yeah.
By the way, I loved it. That was a Starrcade style moment, a peek behind the curtain, guys getting reunited. It was real fun. I enjoyed it, but I didn't expect after week 1 coming back with a hug.
Yeah. That was kind of an audible there at the end.
Well, here's the thing. It worked for me. Everybody at my house was super happy with it because we all know you guys and I think it's the coolest thing ever. And I think that's clearly what they were going for. So mission accomplished.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, if you watched them back to back, you'd be like, what just happened?
Yeah. Well, next time we come up with something, we'll call you.
Oh, I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care at all. But I said the fucking hug and you took heat and you asked my opinion.
Well, I won't hug him next week. Okay.
No, here's the deal. It was a great feel good moment. I watched it. I showed Megan. I'm happy it happened. I don't know why you're being sensitive.
I'm not being sensitive. I'm trying to be entertaining.
Well, you're not doing a good job. Try harder.
Okay. I'll try harder. Watch out. Moving out of the way. Oh, he hit the ring post.
Have you ever tried to call a match in a funny voice?
No, I've not.
We should try that one day. I mean, I tried to listen. Nitro's trying through, different things here. They got 3 hours. So they're like, all right, we got to fill 3 hours up. Is Ivan Putski's son still trying to get in the business? Get him out here in some velour pants and let's let Fit Finlay work him. Tell Fit to almost kill him, but don't quite. And then if we can round up Sling Blade, let's get him to count the pinfall.
Not only are they going 2 segments, they're going quite a while here.
Dude, it's the longest match in the history of Nitro.
Longest opening match, I think.
What a fucking move that was from Fit Finlay. How did the crowd not pop for that?
Because they're looking at themselves in the big screen.
Tombstone him to hell. Straight to hell. Oh, dude, that was a badass tombstone. Yeah. Nobody's getting up from that. Hey, you know what? I know we said maybe it was too long. It's a fucking good match though.
Oh yeah.
Finlay was always believable.
Yes.
You know why?
Yes. Because he's legit.
What do you think he's saying right now?
Oh, girls, look at me. Yeah. Let's go to the set.
I'm Tony Schiavone here to tell you about a great sale going on at Men's Warehouse this weekend. You can pick up everything we're wearing right now. Buy 1, get 4 free. Come on down. Oh, I forgot. You can't because it's in Baltimore and everything's closed. So maybe we should just stay home and order some of those fucking crab cakes. What do you think, Living Legend? Do they have legendary crab cakes?
Well, that's what I've been told. I don't know. Only thing I like to eat is hot dogs with mustard ketchup, a little bit of onions, watch the Three Stooges. And I don't like black shirts. I like colorful shirts. What do you think there, Golden Throat?
Well, we all know that you love free food and that's what you'll get at Jimmy's Famous Seafood. Since you did such a shitty job explaining all the value that you get at Jimmy's Famous Seafood, I'll try to do it myself. They've got steamed crabs. Do you hear me? I'm talking steamed crabs. That's some of the best. And speaking of crabs, this fella, he's passed his fair share around Atlanta. Here he is, that John Davidson lookalike. We need more Eric Bischoff. We started with 5 minutes of him. We're 20 minutes into the show and we get yet another Eric Bischoff recap. As Conrad Thompson would say, that fat, overweight piece of shit, 17 years old, somewhere in Gunnersville, Alabama. Who booked this shit? Oh, I know what we'll do. We'll get Flair all riled up and get him to chase around and fake a heart attack. Hey, Tony, in real life, when you found out we were doing a fake heart attack angle with Ric Flair, what'd you think?
I didn't know it was coming.
So you thought this was real?
No, again, I don't believe anything that I see. But
you knew it was a work, but you didn't know it was going to happen.
That's right. But as it was happening, I got to thinking I do remember thinking, where are we going with this? What are we going to do? Does Flair need some time off? Because, I mean, you can come back from like a sprained ankle, a turned knee, or a bad arm, but coming back from a heart attack.
Right.
So I got to thinking that I had no idea where they're going to go with this.
Right.
So,
right.
Oh, look, Doug Dilger holding on a crazy woman.
Oh, right.
I think Lois is crazy.
Right.
Not like that though.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't know where they were going with this.
Right.
Do you remember where they went with it?
Right.
You do?
Right.
You trying to do a little, look at that. Now, how many people say they've kissed Linda McMahon, Stephanie, and Beth Flair?
Probably more than you think. I mean, at least Rick, right? Rick and Eric. There's at least two folks we know. I knowing one of those parties a little bit, I would guess back in 91, 92, maybe Vince made the list too.
Okay.
Here comes Ernest the Cat Miller.
Yeah.
Is this dude, did he just wake up cool, man?
He remains cool.
You know what this is, what we're seeing, the reason people like him, and when people talk about charisma, you know what it really is? It's confidence.
Yeah.
This dude was just confident.
Right. Well, as much as saying that Ali had back in the day. I mean, obviously it's hard. Listen, Shivani's not comparing him to Muhammad Ali.
Why not?
Confidence wise, yeah.
I'll tell you this, in wrestling, Ernest Miller did way more for wrestling than Muhammad Ali did.
For wrestling, yeah.
And you know what? I have it on good authority in karate. Muhammad Ali didn't do shit, not like he did. Let's just track him. Let's see what he's going to say. I hope he talks about somebody calling his mama.
I bet you he's 3-time world karate champion.
Let me guess, his hands are lethal weapons.
Shut up! You know, you people out here tonight just make me so sick. You know, I'm the baddest athlete in the world. Now I'm gonna tell you people one thing. I come out here and I whoop everybody come into this ring with me. You need to shut up and sit down. Or you can come on this ring right now. Come on in here. Hey, fat boy, sit down. How you get your big ass in here in the way? You people can boo me all you want to, but I'm the greatest. You know, you people can boo me, but nobody will come in here and try to beat me. Get in here then, because I'm the greatest. But I'm going to whoop somebody out here tonight. People too, and a Merry Christmas. You know, I got to be the greatest. Anytime I can come out here and excite the crowd like I'm doing now, like I'm doing right now, I got to be the greatest. Wait a minute. Brother, you need to start giving out that candy. You need to start giving out those goodies.
Well, Santa Claus has arrived.
What do you...
Understandably so.
4 days away from Christmas.
I'm going to tell you right now, the cat been a good guy myself. What do you have for the cat, Santa Claus?
Santa Claus needs to get away from...
Santa Claus got a pretty good right hand.
Yes, he does.
I think you threw a piece of coal at him.
I think you did.
I was getting ready to say Santa Claus needs to get away from the ring.
Tell you what, come on here, Santa. Come on. You people love Santa Claus, huh? Come on up here, Santa.
Now,
I got
something you're not familiar with. We were in Florida this past week.
Come on here, Santa Claus.
And there was a Santa Claus there, and Ernest Miller, the cat, beat the stuffings out of him is what he did. Just a man dressed up as Santa Claus, giving candy out to the fans, so I guess he wants a repeat of this. I mean, it's so easy beating up a defenseless Santa. One who's zinged a piece of candy right by his head, too.
You know, Santa Claus, and you about an ugly Santa Claus, too. But anyway, I got one thing I need to say. Somebody call my mama. I'm about to whoop the hell out of big fat Santa Claus.
Well, Santa Claus, pretty good duck. Santa Claus tossed him over his head. Santa's been running out of suplexes. I think he is. Santa Claus made a power plant. Who is that Santa Claus?
Santa!
That is, look at the handlebar mustache. It is Santa.
Happy holidays to the cat.
Schmo.
So now the show opens. We get the official open 27 minutes in without the commercials, but Perry Saturn as Santa Claus. Boy, that wasn't that memorable.
No, it just, the timing was terrible because you could tell that Ernest was like, I don't know. They didn't send Perry out early enough. And Ernest was just kind of like, I don't know. So
going through the motions, Jones, of course, you're the producer of this show. You're supposed to be handling that, but
yeah, well, fuck you.
You're in the back trying to, fuck off in the makeup chairs instead of doing your goddamn job.
So I don't understand why the open of the show was right there.
Yeah. Considering you formatted it, it is a mystery that you don't know.
I didn't format the show, fucker.
You ran production. We've already talked about
you know what? You know what? You ask me why I'm always in a bad mood. You get me in a bad mood.
Really? Me personally.
Yeah, look at that.
Call this motherfucker here the hobby horse. We got goddamn motherfuckers riding to the ring on a hobby horse. In case you don't know what that is, or maybe you're not a little redneck boy like me and Stan and grew up in the South. It's a fucking broom handle with a goddamn stuffed, like animal version of a horse head. And he pretends that it's his giddy up. That's what Stan used to call it when he'd run around the mall. I'm on my giddy up. I'm on my giddy up. Anyway, this follows so far Santa Claus as portrayed by Perry Saturn and a way too long, ill-timed promo from Ernest Miller. Count them 2 Eric Bischoff packages and a 2-segment Scott Putski match.
Yeah.
Is there any wonder that the WWF was really gaining ground on you fuckers here?
There's no wonder at all. I mean, it's very obvious why the show wasn't that good. It really wasn't. But it's going to get better. We still got Van Hammer.
Yeah.
So hang in there, fans. Oh, and we do have Eddie Guerrero, and Eddie never disappoints. It may not be his best match. I don't know. But against Rey Mysterio, there's got to be something good about it with the Latino world order. Oh, what happened to his hobby horse? Yeah, I'm telling you, I get it, but this, the signs are great.
Yep.
And it adds to the excitement. But the fact is that the fans are obviously paying much more attention to themselves than they are the match. I think takes away from it for me.
They're trying, well, it's not that different from what you don't like these days. Everybody's trying to get themselves over.
Right. But, and I understand that, but here's what I'm thinking. In the big screens, okay, that obviously you can see in that one shot, the giant screen on the side.
Yeah.
Just put the logo in there.
I wonder why you didn't give them that advice back then.
I did.
Okay. Well, why didn't they do it?
Yeah, well, because I wasn't the producer of the show, as you might know. Ask Craig Leathers that. He was so great at what he did.
Why do you hate Craig Leathers so much?
Well, because it's a long story.
No, let's hear it. We got time. We're watching a fucking hobby horse match.
Yeah. Because he was one of those swervers in the wrestling business.
Say one thing, do another.
Just play both ends against the middle, spin doctor.
Oh, I see.
Type person.
He's on the side of whoever's in the room.
Yeah, I guess. Well, there's so many different things you could say, but just.
You don't like the motherfucker.
I didn't like the way he ran his business.
Is it true that you thought about having him killed?
It's not true.
Really? Somebody made that up.
Someone made that up, but I wish they would have told me that years ago.
I was told that you were either debating having him killed or planning drugs on him.
No, neither one. I'm not that shrewd.
Maybe you should have been, you know?
Maybe not.
Hey, if you could set up any one person in wrestling
to have him killed.
No. Whoa, that escalated quickly. We're going to plant drugs on them, get them arrested. All right.
Oh,
somebody's going to prison for a long, long time, which means they won't be bothering our wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
Who would you set up?
Dave Hancock.
Well, there you go. Boy, you have any idea how many people would be, I mean, you would be their hero.
Lining up for that one.
The Cody Pops are safe.
There it is. How about Chavo got a win in about 3 minutes or so.
Why do you keep calling him Chavo?
I don't know. Chavo.
Yeah, but
it depends on how you want to pronounce CH, cha or sha.
All right. Help me understand. What other words that start with CH sound like sha?
Okay. Fuck you does.
Okay.
Let's go back to 1-800-COLLECT and take a look at the Rolling the Thunder DDT from Chavo Guerrero and Pepe, the little hobby horse that Conrad Thompson had when he was little. There's the 1, 2, 3. Chavo is your winner. Call 1-800-COLLECT and bill it to someone else. Hee riding Pepe.
Do you know Billy Silverman's doing appearances at conventions?
Everybody's got to try to make a buck.
No, I think it's cool. Like, I've never actually pinned him down and had a conversation with him. We should talk to him one day. Maybe watch an episode with him.
Oh, look at this.
Uh-oh, Bam Bam. Let's track it.
Come through the arena, and the first man he met was Scott Hall. And there's one heck of a fight going on back here. Bigelow just stuck right through the back. He's virtually unstoppable. And Scott Hall was the wrong man at the wrong time.
You worry about Goldberg and you worry about yourself, kid. You want to do something? But I'll keep you, but I'll keep Goldberg in butt too. Come on. I'm right here. Let's go. Hey, I want him now.
Do it out there. All right, all three at once. Nobody runs in. All three. You got what you want. You got it. It's going to be a three-way match. One-on-one.
How many 3-ways you think Terry Taylor put together over the years?
Oh, countless, I would think. And the fact that he anyway, but that's a pretty good little thing right there.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, I did. And, I liked my intensity too in calling that in the back.
You ever say that after you have a session with Lois?
No, never do.
You ever go, oh, I was really proud of my intensity right there.
Everything's based on sex with you and everything.
Wait, I said session.
We all, even David Hancock, who doesn't know shit, knew what you meant on that one. Scott Hall. We were dragging this little package out, aren't we?
The packages are out of control here.
Yeah, they are. You're right.
But you know why? It's because you got 3 hours. Let that be a lesson to you. And y'all need
to.
Don't you let Dynamite be 3 hours. We're going to take it out on you personally.
Well, you know what? If it becomes 3 hours, you can take it out on me personally, because I will be behind the scenes very much against it. Now, again, sometimes if a TV network wants something, you really can't do that. And I don't know what's in the contract with AEW and TNT, but don't need 3 hours, because 2 hours, sometimes in 2 hours, you have trouble getting everything in you want. But when you go to 3, when you think, oh, give us another hour, we'll be able to, no, it's too much. It's way too much.
We'll see Kevin Nash come into the ring here in street clothes, just jeans and a t-shirt, a little dress shirt or whatever, tucked in.
Yeah.
And he goes over to the corner, throws up some West Side gang signs. He's a rap fan, whatever. Anyway, I can't help but think whenever I see Nash in street clothes like this, of something I think Jimmy Hart said to you, or maybe Eric Bischoff, about the way you dress. Do you remember that?
I think he said to Eric Bischoff maybe, but go ahead.
Well, the idea was, in order to be a star, you got to dress like a star. If you dress like those on the other side of the guardrail, someday you'll be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a butchered version of something Dick Clark used to say, but Kevin Nash used to, as Diesel and most of the appearances in WCW until 1998, was dressed in his ring gear or, an NWO shirt or whatever. But here, he's just in regular street clothes, looking like a cool guy. But I don't know. To me, I want to see Kevin Nash in the fucking leather pants with the fringe and the big singlet, the gimmick.
Should have been produced to do that.
And again, you're not doing your job,
That's why I just threw that softball out there to you.
Yeah.
Yep, sure did. Excuse me. I'll take off my headset next time and run in the back and produce the next one. Okay. Let me do it that way.
Well, I mean, what commentary are you having to provide while he's doing an interview?
No, none. So I could run the back and do it, couldn't I? I could probably do it right now.
I legitimately didn't know that you didn't work on the show at all until the show went live and you pulled into the parking lot just seconds before, sliding in on two wheels, run up to the announce desk, look down at an MS Word printout, put on your headsets, adjust your jacket, pump your chair up, taller than everybody, let those feet dangle, go wheat. And then you hear the countdown. 3,
I might
2.
I might as well have, on many nights, I might as well have done it that way because I just wasted a whole day of bullshit.
I don't think a lot of our fans know how long a TV day is. Ooh. If there's a call time at 1, the show goes live at 8. You're there 7 hours before you start to work. What happens in those 7 hours?
Well, they serve food. You have your meeting. Let's say you have your meeting at noon. And the meeting usually lasts an hour. And then basically you go back to your room or go over where you got to go. And then you go get something to eat. And you you kind of sit around and wait for the bookers or the producers to tell you what they want you to tell you about the notes. And later on in the afternoon, you'll have a meeting with, a lot of times we have a meeting with Kevin Sullivan. And basically you kind of hang out. Because they start to work on the show and then the show will change and then some of the big talent will come in late. And back then, some of the big talent would not want to do what we had planned during the meeting. And there was last change. I've told you this many times that we got formats in WCW. Sometimes we didn't have formats. We have a format during the production meeting, but by the time the show started, we didn't have a format. And they would bring me out formats segment by segment sometimes. And that's when the formats back then were just, they tried to be too detailed. They didn't need to be that detailed. Those formats didn't need to be. But that was once again, that was a process of Craig Leathers and his buddy Annette Yoder. Got to have everything on paper. Got to have it perfectly so we look good. But anyway, back to this thing about Big Sexy coming out dressed as just a regular guy. Oh, hey, did you ever have a Nitro party?
No, but Cassio Kid did. And he submitted a tape and we wish we could find it.
Has he looked for it?
Yeah, but he sent it to y'all, you see.
Oh.
But what he did was
off a cop?
He had his friends and him get together and they hooked up the blinds to like a drill, the blinds on their window. So they could like press a button and it would open them real fast. They had like spelled Nitro on it or something. They were all excited.
Wow.
The lady on the left, that's one of your favorites, right?
That's Spice. Yeah. I think the lady in the back, I think, is that Booker T's wife?
I just think it's funny that you're like, I had a favorite Nitro girl.
Yeah. Spice was my favorite Nitro girl.
Let me tell you all about her.
She and I were buddies.
She smelled like ambrosia.
Anyway, back to the Kevin Nash thing. Hang on a second.
What do you think he's saying here?
Wait a minute. I want to introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, my guest at this time, coming all the way from the Mayo Clinic in Minneapolis, Minnesota, with a brand new kidney for me on ice. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring out here, please stand up and clap your hands for Raven.
Fans
come out here, only comes out under his own terms. Well, he's coming out though.
And he's accompanied by Chris Kanyon, Tony, Michael, Donovan.
It's a different looking Raven than what we're used to.
Uh-huh.
What do you think he's going to say here, Tony?
Okay. Well, a couple of things I need to ask you, Raven. First of all, the idea about your mom. And you and Kanyon obviously know a lot about your mom, but Tony Schiavone really, really likes your mom. And does he know her? I'm not talking in the biblical sense. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm talking about the fact that we had a little glimpse. Fuck you, you little ball-headed fuck. Wait a minute. I don't need to be talked to like that. I'm out here with a stick. I'm trying to ask you a question about your mom. Don't you talk about my mom. What about your mom? Huh? What about Canyon's mom? What about Schiavone's mom? What? My mom has long passed away. Then don't ask me about my mom, you little balled off piece of shit. I don't want you to talk about my mom like that. I'm Raven. What about me? I'm a comic book genius. Hey, and what about, there was been rumors about me in other wrestling organizations. And what do you mean? What type? Hey, hang on 1 second. Whoopie, hoopie, hoopie. Bam! What the fuck? What happened here? They got into a fight.
Let's track it.
This is family.
What do you think Raven's mom's saying right now?
Raven, please tell Tony Schiavone that stop calling me. I'm an actress. I'm not really your mom. And I like your chest. I know you're an actress and you're way too old for me. I wish they would have had somebody different that could act a little bit better because this angle is going nowhere. What about Raven? Raven? Is that your name? I thought it was Scotty. Ooh, let me touch your hair. No, but anyway, Schiavone continues to call me on the phone. Call you on the phone. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Oh, I got to go. Well, family matters, what they say. What about you, Kanyon? You nothing happening piece of shit. And we go to black. Hey, like I said before, Raven's mom has got it going on.
You've told us that many times.
Mm-hmm. Well, can't wait for this one. We've had 2 big video packages on him. And now we're going to have him come out and talk for, track it, probably about another 15 minutes or so.
My goodness. Is this like a really bad show, or is it just me so far?
No, it's a really bad show.
It's weird too, because, by December of 96, the show was fucking awesome. December of 97, fantastic. December of 98, and it just feels like something's missing.
Yeah. And you know what's missing?
What's missing?
The centerpiece of our whole promotion. Hulk Hogan.
Oh, see, when you were saying that, I was like, man, is he talking about Lash LaRue? I wasn't sure.
If Hogan is going to be the reason that everything turned around, which he was, then Hogan's got to be on there.
Let's talk about this. Last year's main event was Hogan and Sting.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who's not on 98 at all?
Hogan.
And
Sting.
And in the main event, we had a little bit of interference with Bret Hart. Guess who's also not on Starrcade 98?
Yeah.
I just don't get it, man.
No, I don't either. Now, Eric probably knows why Hogan wasn't at Starrcade 98. And it has to do with, I'm thinking, it has to do with his contract, right? And the fact that he had been used more days than he was contracted to. And so they said, okay, we don't need you at Starrcade. So there you go.
Really think about what we're talking about here. Hogan headlined Starrcade 94. Hogan headlined 96. He headlined 97. He's not in another Starrcade. I mean, we start with Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Eventually we get Roddy Piper. Then we get Sting. Pretty big time bookings with him. Oh, and look who it is.
Mm-hmm.
Nash and Arn Anderson, and Arn's ready for a fight.
Who's that little short guy with him? Oh, it's Dean Malenko. Didn't recognize him at first. Yeah. So here's what we're saying is that we just didn't have the talent we used to have, or we didn't use the talent we used to use. That's not saying bad anything about, I mean, Kevin Nash comes out and gives a real cool interview, right?
Yeah.
But he's not really in an angle or anything like that. I mean, he kind of is, and Scott Hall, I know, is going to wrestle later on, and Goldberg's going to wrestle later on. But man, you got Disco Inferno, you got Alex Wright, you got Kenny Kaos. Just star power is not. They beating up Scott Norton. Boy, Arn's really laying him in.
Oh yeah, he is.
Oh, they fucked up a wall. That'll cost us. Yeah, that's right. What do you think of Eric and the short hair here?
I like Eric with a little longer hair.
I do too. This does not wear on him too well.
Long ass promo here. So much Bischoff.
Yeah, I know. I told you. Cautionary tale.
How so?
Well, I think they maybe I'm wrong. They drug out the Mr. McMahon thing a little bit too long. The Bischoff thing, maybe too much of it. Vince Russo put himself in the ring, maybe too much of it. Just, I don't know. Dixie Carter.
Man, I hope Flair runs down there and gives Bischoff a fucking hug, you know? Dude, how fun is this though? A wide open sprint.
I like it. Now hang on a second. Now, since his guys are in the back, they're going to have to catch Bischoff, aren't they?
Dude, this is fun.
Okay, well.
What a good shot. The fans are like, yeah, we're back on TV.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, they ran out of camera shot. And unfortunately, we're just going to, all right, pan to the left slowly while we can get a shot.
Track it. Dude, how over was he? How about that ovation?
Yeah, that was a hell of a pop.
You know, it's probably because the fans are like, well,
there's something.
I'm sure Flair saw the way the show was formatted. He's like, put me on after Putski. Track it.
Bischoff! Windham! St. Louis! Tonight,
Dude, how fucking fired up is this crowd for Flair, dude?
Well, Flair was a big deal in St. Louis.
Well, it's just cool knowing that he's coming to Starrcade and the fans are this into him, and they're going to put him in a match with Eric Bischoff.
Yeah. Did you ask Eric in any of the podcasts hitting to this one? I know you and Eric have been doing your podcast for quite a while now about why Hogan, Sting, and Bret Hart were on 97 but not on 98.
Yes.
And his answer was?
Available at 83weeks.com.
Okay. So we're not going to give any insight into this one.
Oh, no, you were there. I'm looking for your insight. If they want Eric's insight, we've got shows.
Hey, you know,
I track it. Here's Brett.
Then you go ahead. You give me a no disqualification match, and you will feel the pain from me.
Oh, my aching groin.
The Giant's on his way. The biggest man in sports.
The Giant can do what he wants to here.
And he's doing it. Choke slam. Are they waking him up to give him another one?
Oh, look at that. Oh, my goodness. Oh. That's the super choke slam is what that is.
Page will give up.
Page is out. This is horrible. It's over.
Bring it, bring it.
There's your new U.S. champ.
This is a sad, sick man right there.
I am the best there is, the best there was, and the best that there ever will be.
You don't mess with me, you don't mess with Bret Hart, and you don't mess with the NWO.
Dallas Page has some real Giant problems.
Here's the people's champion.
Out of nowhere, Page with a chair, looking for the Giant.
You may have knocked me out, but you sure as hell didn't put me out. Come on, Page. You want some Giant scum? Come get. I'm going to put the United States Heavyweight Championship on the line. Dallas Page, just come out here and you can have a shot at the United States Heavyweight Championship belt.
Oh, it was all a setup. An underhanded Bret Hart NWO, good for nothing, low-life setup. Oh, no. See?
Gentlemen, look out.
He's dismantling the sack. No man can take... Oh, God! Oh, my God!
He just choke slammed him right through the stage.
Tony, look at the smirk.
He's a jerk from day one. In a fight that's going to continue at Starrcade between Page and the Giant. You know, we talked
about that little package.
That wasn't bad. I told a story, don't you think?
No, it did, but we're getting a lot of packages.
Yeah, we are, man. Again, a 3-hour show. Got to fill it with something.
Who got more packages? This show or Medusa? For Christmas, I mean.
Oh, this show did. Here's Lizmark Jr.
And he's one of Bruce Pritchard's favorites.
Really?
Bruce thought this guy could have been a big star, but he decided to come over with you guys, and well, you know what you did with him.
Yeah, nothing. He was pretty good. Bruce is right.
Now here comes your man, your favorite.
Really? Wrath is my favorite?
Oh, I thought you were a big fan of his.
Oh, yeah. I liked him, but I don't know if he was my favorite.
Dude, you told me I used to go to GNC together.
Really?
Did I make that
available
up?
Yeah, yes, you did. It's available now at lowestrules.com. ULI. Actually, the shirt for you should be, for most people, should be a ULI. The shirt that you ought to wear is that I'm a fucking lie. That's the shirt that you should wear. Hey, Julie Hollick's with us. Good to have Julie in the stands. Who else is with us in the stands? Joe is with us. There you see Joe at a pink sign.
Who is Judy Hollick?
I don't know. The Columbia crew is here. There you go. Oh, and there's a sign that says Taz. No, sorry, it says J. Thought maybe Taz was in the stands. I wasn't sure.
Well, he wouldn't be out there in the crowd, bro, with the mocks. And if I was, I'd have an orange sign with black letters. Maybe just put the number 13 on there.
We always have time for Taz in the show, don't we?
Taz is the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes, he does.
This motherfucker's disrespectful, Connie. Fucking Shivani. Hey, Shivani, how many pre-tapes you got today? What, 17, 18?
You know, after we were talking earlier about the hug with me and Sting.
Yeah.
After the hug and I walk back towards the set, he sticks his head through the curtain. He goes, "You mock." And I just bust out laughing just like you did. Oh, he's too much.
I would have loved to have been seated next to him when that fucking hug happened. Goddamn, look at Shivani out there. Got to get himself over. Let's have the big star hug me right in the middle of the ring. That'll draw some fucking heat. That'll sell some tickets. Hey, Ma, take me down to the show. Sting's back. Want to see him hug Shivani. Like a buddy cop movie, but one of the motherfuckers can't even turn his neck left or right. His feet dangle off the chair. Wheat. Now he's a badass. Fucking Shivani getting his hug on TNT. Hey, there you go. Well, just go out there and get yourself over. Whatever you want, pal. Maybe they'll have a Shivani hugged me shirt. You know, all the marks will be wearing it, asking for autographs, tagging you on your Twitter. Just tell Jeff Jones, hey, retweet it when the marks talk about my shirt. Fucking Shivani. Should have let Ricky Starks have that segment. He'd have actually done something, you know. Maybe I get a fucking match out of this thing, not a goddamn hugging Shivani segment.
Oh man, you don't know how close you are to being right through all of that.
I wasn't there. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, you're pretty spot on. Hey, so unfortunately, in this type of match, does not work well for Lizmark Jr.
How many H's are in the word mark? The way Taz says it.
4.
Yeah. Mox. Mm-hmm. Now that'll be a shirt. Black shirt, orange letters. We'll just get in trouble.
I'll get in trouble. Well, no, he knows your number too.
Oh, I'll get a call. Bro, do we have heat? What are you talking about? I saw you guys got a news, fucking, you know, I don't listen to your dumbass shows or nothing, but you know, I mean, people tweet me things or whatever, bro. All right. And did you use a fucking color orange on one of your shirts? I don't see no text messages from you asking if you can use orange. Did I miss a call from you, Mr. Thompson? Did you mistype my email? Do you not have the correct spelling of my email? I don't see nothing. Not one thing from you, Connie, about orange. Not on, orange. I'm gonna fucking cut, Connie. Don't make me get Dawkins on you. Yeah, I'm gonna use your own shit against you. It's like when Triple H beat me with my own finish on SmackDown and buried me for your boy Bruce. Fucking guy. All your co-hosts fucked me at one time or another, Connie, you see? All of them. JR brings me in, tells me I'm gonna be the human wrecking machine. They got me busting candy jars over Lawler 6 months later. Fucking goof Bruce wants to have a sit down with me after my first night in. Hey, you can't hurt Kurt Angle. I didn't hurt that motherfucker. And then that stupid Shivani, you know, I was supposed to, how about I have a segment? What about Taz have a segment? The motherfucker hosts the countdown shows. He does all the goddamn pre-tapes. He's got the sit down interviews. He's got the Shaqs. He's got the Stings. If Jesus Christ did a run in on Dynamite, he'd have to talk to Shivani first. Get his fucking hug. All your co-hosts, Connie, they're fucking me. Don't even get me started on what Arn did. And if I would have ever fucking made the mistake of my life and went to work for Eric Bischoff in WCW, can you imagine what they'd have done to me, bro? Bro, they made fucking Rey Mysterio take his mask off. You think they're going to take care of Taz? Fuck out of here, Connie. You should have seen what he did in TNA. You know what he did? Nothing. That's what he did. Fucking all your co-hosts, Connie. I hate them. Anyway, how's the wife? How's the kids?
Like you said, the gift that keeps on giving.
Huh? How's your dad and them? They all right? All right. Yeah, I don't really care about your answer. I just needed to ask so I didn't feel bad. Yeah. I'm gonna go watch these Bills. Hope you have a good Saturday. I'm smoking a cigar. You fucking like cigars, Connie. What do? You like Sour Patch Kids. That's what you do. No, I do the single malt squats, you fucking mock. A fucking hand roll Cuban. You got your fucking squirty flavor drinks, your waters, and your fucking fruity raspberry bullshit. Some fucking Sour Patch Kids. You overgrown child, Connie. Overgrown child. You probably eat the kids' meal. You probably eat 4 or 5 kids' meals. You big motherfucker. Do they even like wonder like where are your kids at? When you go through the drive-thru, you ask for 4 Happy Meals. Not a goddamn person in the car but you. You know, usually you order a bunch of fucking kid meals. You got a bunch of screaming rugrats like Shivani. He had a bunch of Howl at the Moon kids, right? He goes through the motherfucking drive-thru. He says, "Oh, 4 Happy Meals." Guess what? There's 4 fucking screaming little Shivanis back there. You got the Chris and you got the Matt. You know all these little motherfuckers and their little gentrified names. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, your big ass pulls through. You go, "Hey, I want the 4 Happy Meals." No fucking kid. Just you and your fat ass and your Howard Stern and your 4 fucking Happy Meals. Fucking Mark. What it might sound like.
That's good, man. Hey, maybe we're going to get a good match here, you think?
Oh, I hope so. Cause we got all the talent now.
Yeah, we do.
And of course the LWO, which is one of your favorite factions of all time. Yeah. I didn't know that until we vacationed together, and your pajamas are flannel long underwears,
right?
That are very comfortable, but threadbare at the bottom. So they're like your trusty ones. You probably, did a lot of things in these. And then you've got the LWO tank top. What do you think Eddie's saying to Ray right now? Do you think it's about, I'm your kid's dad or something like that?
No. I don't. Hang on a second. I have no idea who's in the ring with him. Did I miss something here?
That's Charles Robinson.
No, to the right of your screen, far right of the screen.
Oh, that's a member of the LWO. He worked with you for many years.
I have no idea who he was.
Really?
So, sorry. Yeah.
Why didn't you care to learn everyone's names or whatever?
I did learn everyone's name back then, but I'm old. I'm old, motherfucker. So you don't retain shit. You're going to get there one day, maybe.
Okay. Well,
then you won't retain shit. Just some of the shit that goes on, you'll forget.
Now, Taz tells me I'm retaining water right now.
Okay. If you don't remember it, then maybe you'll make up shit like maybe some of your other podcasters do. Make up shit that they don't remember. I don't. I'll tell you the truth. I don't know. Here we go. Let's get a good match.
By the way, it's a long one too. They go like 16 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, seriously, the show has been a major mixed bag. Wrath and Lizmark Jr. The Bischoff Flair segment was actually kind of cool. Right. I mean, you liked Raven's mom just because you got to see Raven's mom.
Right.
Chavo and Kaos, not great. Ernest Miller and Santa Claus on paper seems great, but then it was not great. Finlay exceeded expectations with Scott Putski. That Goldberg, that Kevin Nash interview was just sort of there for me. But when you got Ray and Eddie, well, you have a certain expectation that this is going to be fucking good.
Our producer extraordinaire, Stan, told us that it was Art Flores who was his bodyguard spider in the LWO. Didn't you remember that? Eddie and Ray had so much good stuff. Look. Eddie. He was a great baby face, great heel, great anything.
He was great. So very great.
Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore, great workers.
Mount Mushmore?
Mount Mushmore, yes.
Mount Mushmore.
Mount Mushmore.
Was that Lois's nickname in high school? Hey, I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard.
It's probably not, but I'm sure it's going to be entertaining, so go ahead.
Never mind.
No, go ahead. You heard what? Tell me these. You hear a lot of rumors during the week, I know. You're plugged in. So give me one.
I was told that back in the day, when you were a big TV star in your Peter work that
a long time ago
you were quite the ladies' man, but that you developed a reputation for being tired at the end of the shows. And when I inquired about what that meant, they said that you were just, Shivaniing the experience, going through the motions and just sort of laying there. And I got tickled because I said, so he just kept doing what he had been doing. And they said, what was that? And I said, he just laid there and called spots all night. Get on top, honey. Would you move your foot forward a little bit? There you go. Now arch your back. Put your right hand on my left leg. All right. Now we're going to go home. Get ready for the finish. Put me over, you dumb bitch.
And go get me a 0 bar.
Are we going 2 out of 3 falls? Nope. Loser leaves town. Get the fuck out. I got a wife and 5 Howl at the Moon kids at home. I got bills and shit. You best get on your way.
You mock? Oh, God.
Dude, the visual of Tony Schiavone just laying there, calling spots, fucking got all over me. I wanted to share it with you. And well, I guess we'll never know if it's true or not, because I would never ask you things like that. You're married.
Exactly.
We all know
but
that.
I was tired after the shows.
That wasn't true, but it could have been maybe one day.
God, he's tearing the mask off. Why would he do this? Ray looks kind of like a very like a man under there. Was this the part where they took his mask off?
No.
When did they unmask Ray? What happened? What was it? I don't even remember the angle that took his mask off of him.
It was with him and Nash.
Okay.
Happened the next year in 99.
Another thing that during this time we were, this was our first year, I do believe, maybe our second year of going to Disney. And Disney had just signed an agreement with the Atlanta Braves for the Braves to have their spring training, which has now since come to an end.
Right.
Have their spring training at Disney. And that was, I remember Eric telling me that was kind of the opening of the door to allow us to negotiate, I guess, and since we were a Turner property and they were buddies with the Braves now, that would allow us to be able to do our shows there. And I believe 98, I'm sure you can look it up on Wikipedia or somewhere, that 98 was our first year of going to Disney during the summer. We basically went to Disney like every, 4 times a year, maybe 3 times a year.
Right.
And it got to the point to where, we changed up so much shit. We had all these worldwide wrestling, NWA Pro Wrestlings in the can, and then we would change shit up here on Nitro. And I know I've told the story before, and by changing things up on Nitro, we had to throw away a lot of the matches we taped because they didn't work within the storyline anymore. Like, for instance, let's say we taped 4 weeks worth of Eddie being a babyface, and now Eddie turns to be a heel. Well, you can't show him the next week as a babyface on Worldwide. So again, I think I think all wrestling companies need this. I think you really need a continuity person. I really do. But just because, again, we're entertainment, and all entertainment has continuity. So, and we didn't have it, man. I was the closest thing to it. because I would, look over all these matches after we shoot them. And then I'd go to Nitro and look at the format. I said, "Ooh, hang on a second." And then I'd get in touch with somebody back at the office and say, look over your matches there. I think we're getting ready to have to throw away like 5 matches. And then I remember Eric telling me, we're going to have to stop coming here because we're just wasting money. I said, yeah, we are, because we're shooting matches we can't use. And so let's say, for instance, now Eddie's heel and they got Eddie in a 10-minute babyface match on Worldwide. What we would do, we would do a package,
right,
or a couple packages, and Worldwide and NWA Pro cease to be relevant. And as we know now in wrestling, syndicated shows are not relevant anyway, but they were back then because syndication made you some money. And again, through all of this, Eddie and Rey again having a great match. Rey doing a hell of a job of selling for him. Eddie just knowing how to heel it up. Eddie knew how to do anything, buddy.
What do you think of the LWO?
I don't remember it that much, to be honest with you. That's why I didn't remember Spider, whoever he was there. I mean, I remember the Wolfpack. Hell, I remember the.
Hey, there's some breaking news. I don't know if you know this, but the Wolfpack is back and they're causing mass destruction. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
Yep.
That's breaking news today.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Oh, you must not have been online.
No, I've been driving all week.
Well, guess who's here? It's the Bad Boys of Wrestling. Just some competition in the War Destination. No mercy. See, the ring is like the street. If you don't know, you better find out the Wolfpack.
Okay, I'm missing something here.
Well, don't turn your back on the Wolfpack.
Okay, it won't.
You might wind up in a body bag. I can't believe you didn't know the Wolfpack was back causing mass destruction. Did you not know they were the Bad Boys of Wrestling?
No, I did not.
Wow.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Hey, let's talk about something you do know about. You and I disagree on most things sports because I like to pull for winners and you like to pull for losers. But one thing we can agree on is we both hate those fucking Auburn Tigers, right?
Exactly.
Since you and I have been recording, they fired Gus Malzahn.
Oh,
they gave him $21 million to go away.
Woo.
And that begs the question. What would it have taken for us to save WCW for the greater good? How much could they have offered you to just leave here in December?
21 million.
Well, you'd have done it for less.
Oh yeah, I would have.
What's the
number? You think that would have saved WCW?
Well, Eric Bischoff out of his own mouth to you told you that the ratings were down because you'd gained weight. And famously, he put you and Lash LaRue on a new plan to save WCW.
The fact that I'm tied to Lash LaRue in some form or fashion bugs me. Look at this, man. Look at those kids go.
Chat me up. How much would it have taken for you to just fucking leave?
$21 million. No, really, to buy me out, I'd have taken $5 million.
Well, your contract value wasn't even that much, Tony.
No, I know.
Man, I mean, can you imagine a WCW-less Tony Schiavone?
Yeah.
Actually, fans are going to find out. I don't even know that I've talked to you about this, but I talked to Eric Bischoff, and we're going to do a bonus episode for Geico. And you and I are going to be doing one, by the way, actually 2 by the end of the year. But anyway, I'm saying all that to say, we're going to have him discuss what his plan was for that Big Bang pay-per-view. So the relaunch of WCW, had he gotten control, and what would, the roster look like, and what would he be building towards? What would his big main event payoff, 6 or 9 or 12 months later be? But of course, I couldn't help but ask off air, hey man, is what I heard true about commentary, blah, 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 without Tony Schiavone? You'll find out the answer real soon.
All right. How about that? Go back in time and talk about something completely worthless. I like that. Oh, the referee took a bump. Was Charles Bladen down there?
I hope so.
It looked like he was sawing away down there.
Do you think when he walks to the ring, he's humming like George Michael songs?
I hope the hell not. He's still cutting away down there.
Here he goes. Here comes the move. We know. Oh no.
Wow.
Wait, the lights are kind of going off, but not really.
Nobody can fuck up a match like Billy Kidman.
They just pulled down all the crowd lights.
Yeah.
Oh,
did they really?
God. How terrible was that?
Yeah, it sucked. To the point to where the fans not even reacting.
Billy Kidman, come on.
Probably pulled down the lights because probably a fuse blew, knowing us. Psychosis. Viano 4. The Latino world order prevails. Oh, track it.
There we go.
Well, that was underwhelming.
Yes, it was. And it's titled Goldberg Shows His Physique. Now, this is a segment a lot of people will remember. Big Papa Pump, the big bad booty daddy, Scott Steiner, the crazy man of wrestling, is here looking as only he can look, arguably the best physique in the history of wrestling by this point. And he's in St. Louis. Let's remind you of that. Let's also remind you it's December of 1998. What happened in St. Louis in 1998?
Mark McGuire hit 70 home runs
and really became a megastar, not just in St. Louis, but in America.
Right.
And because we're in his quote unquote hometown now, where he's playing out of, and he's a big star here, I think we're going to have some interaction here with quote unquote Mark McGuire and Scott Steiner here.
Okay. So this is worth tracking because when Scott Steiner's got the microphone and is in charge, you never know what the hell is going to go down.
Here it comes.
Right?
Queen Havoc, when Roddy Piper unannounced walked on the scene.
You never know.
Things like
As
that.
I stand here in the show me state of St. Louis, Missouri,
It's a city.
I want all you women to know that this body isn't just for show. It can go. And when I get all you hooches under the cover, I promise to be your righteous lover. So this goes to all you freaks out there. Big Papa Pump is your hookup. Holla if you hear me.
Did you ever refer to a woman as a hoochie?
No.
I would love to see Tony Schiavone say, "Hey, come here, you hoochies."
I came out here and said I was going to recruit all the top elites, athletes in the world to take the NWO into the next millennium. Well, tonight, I have a very special guest. Tonight, I have someone who set the baseball world on fire. Tonight, I have St. Louis's own Mark McGuire.
Hold the phone here.
So without any further ado, the home run king, Mark McGuire.
Wow. Get. No one. Forearm's not big enough.
How would you describe this scene to people who are just listening right now?
I would describe Buff Bagwell looking like I can't describe this. Slick Johnson referee bringing him in. Oh, Lord. You know, if we would have somehow gotten McGuire, it probably would have been a good segment.
There we go.
Good shitty, very good.
Mr. McGuire! Now, Mr. McGuire, as you chase Roger Maris's home run record and you broke it, I want to let you know I'm one of your biggest fans.
Well, I'll tell you what, Big Papa Pump, you know I'm a huge wrestling fan myself, and I love the NWO. As a matter of fact, I like you the best out of the whole NWO.
Whoa.
I really do.
Time out. You're more of a redneck than I thought you were.
Well, hell yeah, I'm a redneck. I live in St. Louis, don't I? What do you think?
Now, Mr. McGuire, as you chased the home run record and you captivated the world.
Yes, I did.
I want to know what it felt like when you finally broke. Whoa. What's that? What is that? What is that? What is that?
Well, it's Androstein, you idiot.
Oh, you're telling me you can't get through this interview without Androstein?
Well, I don't know about this interview, but there's no way in hell I could hit 70 home runs without it.
How many do you think you could have hit?
I'm just going to be honest with you. Without Androstein, I think about 5. Maybe. 5? Maybe if I'm healthy.
No, Mr. McGuire, as we talk in the back, that is the original jersey that you hit the 70th home run in. And since you're now a member of the NWO, I want you to donate that so we can put that in the NWO Hall of Fame.
I'll tell you what, Big Papa Pump, I got a little tear in my eye as you said that. And this is the actual jersey I wore when I hit those 70 home runs for St. Louis. But let me tell you something. It would be my pleasure to give you this shirt right now and you put it on the Wall of Fame.
Mr. McGuire, I want to thank you. And all those rumors I heard about you are true. You're dumber than I thought you were. And what the real NWO really thinks about St. Louis Cardinals and the city of St. Louis, this is what we really think of the Cardinals.
He's not going to get it to light. He's going to do the hat instead. This is all just shit.
As far as the NWO is concerned, St. Louis just plain sucks.
How about those Cardinals, huh? How about those Cardinals?
NWO.
This was like a 1984 Memphis shit.
Very well said.
Meltzer wrote of this, by the way. Bagwell was dressed as Mark McGuire in a Cardinals jersey and a bottle of Androstadone, and then came out. It said Androstein. Spelled it really weird. Scott asked McGuire Bagwell how many homers he'd have hit without it, and he said 5. Being that McGuire was nice enough to give Goldberg all that pub over the summer, doing that angle on him was pretty low class for WCW. Scott was supposed to burn the McGuire Cardinals jersey, but it wouldn't light. He wound up burning a Cardinals cap instead. This was a hotly debated segment backstage. Tony Schiavone was in favor of it. With his connections to baseball, they went with it. Saw directly from the Observer.
Yeah, well, he's full of shit, and you're lying about it. So fuck you.
You're saying that he didn't write any of that?
No, he didn't. No, not at the end. Hey, here's Storm and Norman, maybe.
Something to pull this show back. I hope he's wrestling a great talent that we all universally know and love. Somebody real good. Give him Juventud. Give him Regal. What's Alex Wright doing?
Oh, Kidman later on.
Let's have Kidman. We're gonna do Kidman here.
Yeah, we got a lot of talent.
Hey, Bret Hart, Sting.
Hey, why not? I'd put Bret Hart wrestling on the show.
Let's see who they picked. God damn it. Fucking Prince Iaukea. Look at the hair. Okay, I gotta give him props. That's actually kind of cool hair. Can we do our hair like that this summer, me and you?
No, we can't.
Why not?
Well, first of all, the jury's out whether look at Prince Iaukea, man. The jury's out whether I'll even be alive this summer.
Well,
that's number one.
So
I'm not making plans. Okay. And number two, why would I cut my hair like that? But then I go to Dynamite. Why'd you cut your hair like that? Because Conrad wanted me to. No, can't have it happen.
What? You think you have to ask permission to get your hair cut now?
Nope.
As soon as I say you didn't ask permission when you started wearing that middle of the mall fucking CZ in your ear.
It's not middle of the mall. That's Target special, buddy.
Oh God, you got your fucking CZ from Target and you're on here talking shit about it, bragging about it. What a fucking big time flex you are. I get my jewelry from Target, motherfucker.
Why would I put real diamonds in my ears only to lose them?
Why would you how many times have you lost the CZ?
Once.
You're not grown enough to have an earring. Take it out. You're disappointing your father. Your handsome ass grandfather didn't have no goddamn CZ in his ear.
Nope. He sure didn't. My grandfather was,
salt of the earth, badass dude.
Yeah. He ruled with a heavy hand. I can tell you that. Yeah. Did you know that back in the day, and we're talking about the early 1900s, 1900s, 1920s, 30s.
I'm listening.
The Schiavone or the Schiavone family, when they all sat down to eat dinner, they were not allowed to talk.
Really?
They were not allowed to say anything around the table. Nothing. It was forbidden.
Why is that?
That's the way it was, man. Dad used to tell me that a lot. I said, really? I said, what about pass the salt? He said, well, we could say that, but we could not. He said, Dad wanted to eat in peace, and we were not allowed to talk. And I thought, thank God that society evolved a little bit from that, because talking around the dinner table was a big deal.
Yeah.
How's your day been? What's going on? How are things in school? How did work go? But nope, back in the day, and he and his wife had, I think 12, Dad was one of 12 kids. So it was a big table. So anyway, that's old school Italian stuff right there. And what are we doing with all this pyro? Is this the second hour we're doing? Is that why we're doing all this pyro?
Yeah.
Okay. All this, by the way, lame pyro. Speaking of lame.
Van Hammer is about to wrestle Barry Windham. Guys, how did we lose our way on this show? No. Seriously. You got so much talent, and it's like you guys did like a real Royal Rumble, number drawing in the back. Just put all the talent in those fucking clear eggs that the kids play with outside the Kmots. They put the 25 cents in and they twist it, goes whoop, whoop, whoop. And then the thing comes out and they open it up. They're like, Mama, look, I got a fucking fake tattoo alligator. Well, we'll do that, but we'll put a little sheets of paper, Van Hammer. And then we'll spin it around. What if we had dream matches like Van Hammer and Barry Windham? What if we had dream matches like Scott Putski and Finlay? well, what the fuck? Why did we never book Wrath versus Lizmark Jr.? See, we're not thinking outside of the box. Let's just spin that shit around bingo style. And, you pull it out instead of B22. You just, you yell Wrath, maybe we could get a segment with Santa Claus and Saturn, maybe, and Norman Smiley. Anyway, I got a number on the socks. I'll see you later.
You may not have been far off from that because
there's no thought put into these.
Well, again, here we go. Thank God.
Blair's ready for it,
this
dude.
match.
Blair doing a run in, going after Barry Windham because Barry fucked with David Flair last week, and Rick has not forgotten. How much do they love working together?
Tremendous. Barry's somebody we need to talk to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I know he's got some great stories, and Jesus, I mean, I don't know. Worker, this Mount Rushmore.
You think he's a Mount Rushmore performer?
As far as being able to work in the ring?
So you're saying it's Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Ricky Steamboat, Barry Windham, or is there somebody else?
No, Eddie Guerrero's in there.
All right.
I think Eddie Guerrero instead of Barry. But Barry, if there was a second Mount Rushmore.
Oh, if you made a list of the best 100 wrestlers of all time, nobody could make that list without Barry Windham being on the list.
Well, I mean, I think Barry, as far as workers, is maybe top 10, top 20 workers. I mean, he could do it for his size. The shit that he could do was amazing. And not only that, those guys would go work out and go to the gym and do a lot of cardio. And Barry would just drink some beer, wake up late, come in and be able to perform with the rest of them, I mean, I don't think Barry did that much working out at all.
No, he was just natural.
Yeah, he was.
I call him the natural.
He's a natural athlete. Well, I'd rather see this beat down than I would Van Hammer. But again, I'm going to go back to this. You were talking about all these different, I mean, we got Kenny Kaos coming up. We got Jerry Flynn. We got Alex Wright. We got the fucking Disco motherfucking Inferno. And again, it goes back to too many hours TV.
Right.
And you can't
do it all.
You can't give them all packages. You got to give them matches, and then you run out of things that just too much. So I understand it, and I get it, and it's very easy, here all these years later, 20 plus years later, to go back and look at it and think, wow, could have done this better. It's easy to do that, but it wasn't easy back then. This is a little bit overdoing it too. He's already given him a nut shot. Usually the nut shot is like the coup de grace, the end of the story. But he's given him a nut shot, picked him back up, and hitting him again.
And getting it again.
It's drop down, get it again.
When did you start getting it again?
Yeah, I never did.
Really?
Yeah. Now we're going to do another nut shot.
This is like becoming a fetish video.
Well, let's bring in Vincent. Mike Jones.
Why were you laughing?
Because if they wanted to have someone to come in and get their ass beat of the NWO, they would always send in Vincent. Okay, now they already beat up, the fans are popping for this. They already beat up Scott Norton. Okay. Horace Hogan. Brian Clark. And here comes the other members of the Horsemen. You notice they didn't send down anybody else. They just sent down, and this is one of the reasons the NWO ceased to work.
Why?
They had mid-card guys.
Right.
So, and this angle goes on and on and on and on and on. And on and on and on. Paul Orndorff in the back. I don't know if you noticed him on the right that time.
I did, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here comes Dave Silva and the troops.
Why is Dave Silva coming?
Dave Silva, all of the sad news bears getting in there. Mike Dawkins doing the pull apart. Dave Hancock.
Well, they better get Dawkins in and out of there fast. He's expensive.
Yeah. Ooh, is he ever? See, Pondwater Dave, he's jumped it. And here's Paul Bromwell trying to be the voice of reason. Yeah. Well, they're handcuffing him. Fuck, they're arresting him.
Are you ever nervous about getting arrested on TV?
No. The very small handcuffs they use on Malenko, I understand.
You wrong for that.
Oh.
But I love you for it.
Yes. Okay, back to Ric Flair, and let's track this.
This is going to be good. Here we go.
For 25 years, for whatever I've been, good or bad, I've been a man, you son of a bitch. And good or bad, I can walk in the door of my house and know that those kids and that wife forgave me for everything I ever did wrong because they depended on me to live day in and day out. And you start out, you come in here, you promise me the world, and then you take my career, you try to shit can that didn't work. Because they, right here, 40,000 wouldn't let you do it.
Most intense I've ever seen.
Then you put your lawyers on me. And you know what? You damn near broke me. But I went right to the wire. Fought you every step of the way. I gave in. I came back. Not because of you, but because my little boy, 10 years old, walked up to me and said, Dad, why don't you just beat the hell out of Bischoff and get back in the world? He doesn't understand lawyers, but he understands that every day of his life, his dad has said two things to him. Never quit. Promise me as long as I'm alive, you will never quit. And last Thursday night, you stepped over the line, and I almost quit. I almost quit living because you put your hands on my children. You kissed my wife, you no good, rotten bastard. What do you think my kids felt when they went to school? Embarrassed? No. Shocked? No. You stepped over the line. You took something.
Was that a badass segment or what, dude?
That was good, man. Wow. That was very well done.
You know how that,
wow.
I don't even know what to say. That was fucking outstanding.
Yeah, it was. And I know what to say. When that was happening, I was thinking, that's the reason you don't have fucking writers. You let them do their shit.
Yeah.
You let the talent of Ric Flair and of Eric Bischoff come out. And you don't depend on, you just.
Well, the only way that segment could have been any better would have been if when Eric came down, if he just gave Rick a big old hug.
Yeah. Did you notice how, Rick was saying my wrist, he was shooting right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because they had the handcuff on. They had it too tight.
Yeah. My goddamn wrist.
No.
What a great segment, dude.
Oh man, that was a good angle.
And you know, if I was formatting the show, I'd say, what if next we sent Jerry Flynn out? What are we putting after the Flair segment? Is Flynn here? Cause I'd pull him out of this bingo gimmick we're doing.
Well, it could be Kenny Kaos.
Booker T hurts everybody he wrestles. Let's put him in there with Booker T and see if we can get rid of Flynn. You should Google it. See how many guys Booker T hurt with that Harlem Hangover. Yeah, he was crushing motherfuckers' faces left and right, but he got a pass. Anyway, he's real great and he's the Hall of Famer. Watch him crush people's face on Google.
Oh, Lord.
One of our fans tweets me, one of our listeners tweets me every week, when are you going to talk about how Booker T was dangerous? When are you going to talk about how many guys Booker T hurt? Then I was like, fuck, dude, I don't even know what you're talking about. I never heard of any of this. So one by one, he started sending me links to interviews. Oh yeah, it hurt me. Oh yeah, it hurt me. I'm like, okay, fuck, he hurt some guys. But nobody ever talked about it.
No, I didn't know about it.
No.
Who was this that sent you the note? Stevie Ray?
Oh. Now that was a good one. Didn't tip the waitress, try the veal.
Thank you.
Hey man, I can't wait to have a Starrcast again so I can not book Booker T. Anyway, what were you saying? Because even if you do, he'll say, oh, I have no idea what you're talking about, even though I just did it.
So, how did he hurt these people with the sidewalk slam? Or
I don't fucking know, dude.
Yeah. Well, whoever that listener was obviously had an axe to grind with him. Had a personal vendetta against him. Why would you bring it up?
Well, I mean, I don't have a vendetta against him at all.
No,
I think
the person that kept.
It's probably a big Rick Martel fan because he hurt Rick.
His career.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if I had to guess.
Right.
But I'm not a big Rick Martel fan. I like the fucking blindfold match. What do I know? Look at all the people here, you know, so many people here to see Jerry Flynn.
I know. And they look at him. They want him to raise the roof.
Yeah. Cause they know, hey, if he hits this finish, we can get on to the next match. Little do they know what they're asking for. It's Kenny Kaos up next. No, this is not Saturday night. This is the go home Nitro for Starrcade.
That was a little stiff. That little missile drop kick.
Yeah. You know why? Cause it was fucking real.
Yes, that's why. Stiff and real. And the fans pop for him. There you go.
What makes you pop, Tony?
Big paychecks.
Do you ever find that once you pop, you can't stop?
Yeah. Okay. Hey, you asked for it, Conrad. You're going to get it.
Kenny Kaos?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
High voltage rock and roll. Da, 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 da. High voltage rock and roll.
Did you know High Voltage is a ripoff? Like he sent in a wrestler, sent in a tape of his indie work and cutting promos. And he created a character that he called High Voltage.
Okay.
And then the next week or the next month, whatever, soon thereafter, a tag team straight out of the power plant appeared on Saturday night and called themselves High Voltage.
That's a very interesting story. And who would this wrestler been?
Matt Hardy.
Whoa. Now that is a story.
Right? Because what if they would have signed him? What if they'd have been like, God damn, this is kind of cool. We should bring them in. What if they went to WCW instead of the WWF?
We'd have fucked it up.
Now, I don't know where that comes from, because look at the push Kenny Kaos is getting against Lex Luger in the last hour of Nitro. And if you're thinking what I'm thinking, since we're so late in the show on Nitro, that means there's enough time for an Alex Wright match and a Disco Inferno match. Seriously, what the fuck are they doing, dude?
Who knows? Really? I mean, that's high voltage is what the Hardy Boys wanted to call themselves. Amazing.
Has Jericho been on this show at all?
On this show? No.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Has DDP been on it?
Only showing the
package
from
That's what I thought.
Yeah, the package. Yeah, I'm with you, buddy. You can say Eddie was on it. Ray was on it. Luger. Where the hell's Sting?
Yeah.
Was Sting even booked for Starrcade? No, you already mentioned that. He wasn't at Starrcade.
No.
98. This was it, man. This was not only the go home show for Starrcade. This was the go home show for going out of business. This is what's he doing? What's Kenny? I don't know. Yeah, boy. Yeah, it's easy to shit on now. I get it, but really. And there's another thing too about all this. And I knew this when it was happening. You're doing so much, and it's not an excuse. It's a fact of life. You're doing so much. You're doing this, you're doing Thunder. You got weekly shows, weekly 3-hour shows, and you got to be concerned somewhat Saturday night. At least you got to throw talent out there, and you got syndicated shows. Things are happening so quickly, and you're moving forward. So if you don't have time to step back and look at the show and look at what you put down on a piece of paper and say, does this work? Is this good? Because I know as far as booking is concerned, Kevin and whoever was on the booking committee at that time. What's that?
They were great.
What I'm saying is that those guys, they would just want to get through it. They would just want to fill up segments so they could get it done and move on to the next thing. And there was no taking a show, looking at it, passing it around, say, okay, here's the show. Do we like it? There was none of that. There was like, okay, we got the show down. Good. Let's go to the next thing. And that's how it was. And that's when you have too much on the table, on the plate of your creative committee. Too much. And it shows. I mean, at Dynamite, we have one thing. And that's Dynamite every week. Now we got Dark. I get that. But that's all. But, Dark is they just put matches in there. And try to get, guys some time but
it's not a priority is your point.
Right. And when you've got Thunder and you got a pay-per-view and you got this 3-hour night, it's just too much. You just don't, you have to take a breath and you have to look at it. You have to have other eyes look at it. You have to have some time to where, here's the other member of High Voltage.
You have no idea who that is, do you?
I have no idea. I knew Kenny Kaos. I don't know who the other guy.
Robbie Rage.
Robbie Rage. Thank you. I got a little angle coming with High Voltage here, apparently. That's going to be a big one.
Well, people have been waiting for a long time to see their breakup story.
We're getting ready to see it here on the Go Home show for our biggest event of the year, Starrcade.
Yep.
There were people that thought that Robbie Rage should have been another Steiner brother.
Because he had the look.
Had the look. Could have been a third Steiner. Could have made some sort of angle about that.
I'm glad they didn't. Because when they did the fake Von Erich, that shit went over like a turd in a punch bowl. And like when they tried to make Arn and Anderson, nobody bought it, It'll never work.
It's all depends on how good of a worker the guy was.
Yes, it did. Yes, it
and
did.
we know how great Arn was.
And we know how great JR was.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of things JR likes, here's the Nitro Girls.
There's Spice on the right. She getting up on the turnbuckle right there. That a girl.
As a rule of thumb, you being a shorter in stature fellow, do you like taller women?
Oh, back in the day, I didn't mind.
Well, I'm just saying you've talked about
a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend back when I was in college.
Yeah.
We're talking about 77, 78, 70, probably 78, 79, who was like about 6 feet tall.
And you like that?
Yeah, a lot. I liked her a lot.
So your preference is taller or shorter?
Right now, as I stand right now in my 63rd year of and being an old man, I don't give a shit either way now.
No, you'll just take what you can get.
Yeah, I don't even take what I can get.
I was told that
I have no, my desires are all gone. You know that, don't you?
Well, cause I hear you come home dry. You go down, you make that long drive from Marietta to Jacksonville, and you're calling spots 3, 4, 5 nights in a row, all tuckered out and calling spots. And then after you've hit your finish and proven to everyone that you indeed are the master of the belly to belly suplex, nobody goes better belly to belly better than Tony Schiavone. That's what the word on the street is in Jacksonville, in Duval. The word.
Well, you a lie. Number one.
Oh,
number two. I have no preference because I don't give a shit anymore.
Well, what I heard was you used to say, hell, they're all the same height laying down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? You always hear a lot of shit that's not true.
Well, I don't know why
either you hear a lot of shit that's not true, or you're making up a lot of shit. And I think it may be the latter. Oh my God.
Oh my God. It's keeping it 100. Konnan and Disco are about to square off. They're fighting over who gets JoJo Feeney.
Oh Lord. Oh God. Oh shit. Jesus. Don't let him talk. Don't let him talk. Don't let him talk.
What do you think he's saying right now?
So I want to tell you, I can be on a podcast with you. Let me be on the podcast. You know, I have a shoe show that I do. Yo, let me speak on this. That's enough. Get out of here, you piece of shit. You fake Italian. Go fuck yourself. Whoa. Listen, I can get you in. No cover charge. No cover. I get Conrad and the boys in all the time. I got them in on Super Bowl Sunday. I would have gotten them in during Conrad's bachelor party, but Shivani didn't want to show up. And that's the way it was. He slept all day. Yo, let me speak on this. That's enough. That's enough. I say it again. That's enough. Okay. That's enough. Get out of here. Yeah. But I'm not that good of a worker. So I need to talk a little bit longer. Okay. So hang on a second. So, okay. 2 for $1 drinks, 2 for $1. Okay. Buy 1 drink, get 2. All right. I'll get you that. And also in the VIP rooms, you're in there. Okay. VIP rooms. You got it. 2 for $1 drinks and VIP rooms. You got it. Let's wrestle. Okay, I'm going to go back and get one of the girls now. And, no, this is not one of the girls, but he'll do in a pinch, I guess.
Oh.
It's Alex Wright.
He'll do in a pinch, I guess.
What? What's that?
I can't believe you said he'll do in a pinch, I guess.
Okay.
What the fuck just happened? What was that noise? I'm coming to the ring and you won't like it. Yeah. I thought you were yelling, you won't like it. Cause I was like, that is tremendous. And I'm going to use that. I need you
as a German.
Yes.
Really?
Boy, you're just making it deeper. Who was they, Tony?
Germans.
We're getting canceled in Germany right now. I can hear it. Who? Germans. Duh. Were you not listening? That was the most Tony Schiavone. Try listening, pal. I just said Germans.
He even used to have good jokes about Germany. The ones that I will not repeat here.
Oh God. I can only imagine the type of jokes he had.
Oh, he was too much.
I bet Shuley would love them.
I bet he would.
By the way, I had dinner the other night with, Shuley and the Bischoffs.
Oh.
And my wife and my parents, but fucking Shuley dude had Eric in stitches.
So Bischoff came to Huntsville?
Yeah. He's here now.
Really?
Yeah. He's on his way to Floridia. So he stopped by, hang out a little bit.
Oh, very cool. Yeah. Shuley's a funny guy, man.
He's the best.
You have a lot of funny guys around you.
Man, it makes life a lot more fun, you know?
Yeah, it does. It does. People that'll entertain you all the time.
And that's and some of our, new friends, they have a hard time, assimilating because, as you know, with me and my comedian buddies, we're brutal to each other all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But that's our way of, showing one another that we care. Sort of like me giving you shit.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a first time listener to this show, you probably think, oh man, Konnan's picking on Tony. He's mean. And then you realize, no, this is just how they fuck with each other. They're fine. And I think, when a new person gets introduced, they're like, am I a motherfucker? And I didn't know it. That's actually a funny introspective thought. Am I a motherfucker? Like we should do that with you recreating that goofy Spivey promo backstage with Paul Orndorff, where you're looking in the window or looking in the mirror. Am I slapdick? Am I slapdick? That'd be great. Halfway through, you take off your Starbucks uniform, put on your AEW jacket. I am a slapdick. I'm the king slapdick. Let me put it in my middle of the mall. I'm in my Target CZ here. Target better start advertising, by the way. I hope everybody listening to this gets targeted ads all over your social for the worst piece of shit earrings you've ever seen. On sale right now with free shipping at Target.com.
If you notice my earrings, you're noticing the wrong thing.
Well, I'm not really looking at your ear at all. I'm just trying to goof on my pal, find ways to make an Alex Wright match in the next to last match on a fucking go home edition of Nitro before the biggest pay-per-view of the year. Hey guys, we got to sell a bunch of pay-per-views this weekend. So let's pull out all the big cards. Okay, cool. Where's Alex Wright?
Yeah. Do me a favor. Call up and as we're doing this, Google, because we're doing the show next week, right? Starrcade 98's next week.
Yeah. I got it pulled up. What you need?
Yeah. Just hit me with the card.
All right.
What's the main event?
They end Goldberg streak. Kevin Nash
and Goldberg for the world title.
Yes. So
that's when they tase him, right?
Yes. Nash won World War III. So he got a title shot.
Gotcha.
So it's a no DQ match for the world heavyweight title. And stupid ass Scott Hall's going to tase him. The streak is over. And afterwards you rode in the car with Bobby Heenan and he told you a famous story that we'll talk about next week. But we opened the show with Billy Kidman and Rey Mysterio and Juventud in a triple threat for the cruiserweight. And then Billy Kidman immediately defends it against Eddie Guerrero. Okay. And then Norman Smiley defeats Prince Iaukea. Perry Saturn goes over Ernest Miller. Brian Adams and Scott Norton with Vincent beat Finlay and Jerry Flynn. Konnan beats Chris Jericho for the TV title. Bischoff beats Ric Flair at Starrcade. And Dallas Page beats the Giant. And then our main event. And by the way, this is real. The longest match on the show is the triple threat to open it with Kidman and Mysterio. Second longest, DDP and Giant.
That card's not too good.
Sting was at home. He got attacked at Halloween Havoc by Bret Hart and he was off until March. This is also the time where he had a whole bunch of shit going on in his life and his wife and his walk with the Lord and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. Right.
So he had a lot of, and by that point, by the way, he'd earned a little time if he needed a little time. I'm fine with it. Which I'm sure you were concerned about what I thought about it.
No, really. I know. I agree with you on that. Yeah.
Anyway, Bret Hart's not on the show, even though he is the United States champion.
Right.
I think it's because he's got that wonky knee that had given him problems since at least 97. Nobody wants a wonky knee. You ever have a wonky knee?
Yeah. Well, but you run down that card and it just shows really the lack of talent we had.
No, you had so much talent. You didn't know what the fuck to do with it, or you couldn't make them come to work or whatever.
Exactly. We were showcasing the wrong talent.
By the way, as a reminder, the Thanksgiving episode of the Tonight Show, a month prior to this, Hogan announced that he was retiring from professional wrestling because he's going to run for president.
Oh.
And of course, he comes back on the Finger Poke of Doom episode, January 4th, 1999. He comes out of retirement to challenge Kevin Nash, hits him with that fang of meat. Bam. You thought we tried to kill the promotion at Starrcade. You wait till Hogan comes back. It was the best of times.
And the worst of times.
It was WCW 1998. Hey, where are you at on the city of Memphis? You like Memphis?
Memphis?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had some good times in Memphis.
I think when things are back to normal, me and you should go hang out in Memphis with our wives, spend a weekend up there.
Okay, I don't like it that much.
I'm just saying we could do fun stuff, so.
Why? What we do? Go to Mud Island?
Don't worry about it. I'll invite some of my friends. Just trying to fellowship with you.
Yeah, I get it, but why Memphis? I mean, why, there's our man.
Oh, hey, got a question for you. Oh, there he is, Jericho with the top knot. Top knot was heat in 98. All right, I guess top knot's heat in 2020.
Right.
Jericho should rock a top. Tell him this coming week. Hey, you got to put a top knot in. It's heat. Tell QT to tell him.
Let's see. What's those big steps he's taken?
Well, he's got one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Oh, got it. And there's Ralphus down on the ringside with him.
The biggest star in WCW 98, without question. I mean, spherically,
Right. I get what you mean.
I like that WCW title. Rumor and innuendo as Duggan has it.
Oh, really?
I got to meet Duggan in real life and have a conversation about it.
That is a pretty cool TV title.
Oh, it's a piece of shit, but I'd like to have it,
Sure.
I like ring-used belts.
Right. Piece of shit or not, right?
Hey, there's a rumor I might be getting something cool soon.
Oh, why don't you, after this timeout, tell us what that rumor is?
Well, I can't. It's a belt though. I mean, there's a spoiler.
It's a belt?
Yeah. Been working on a deal for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And? I think I'm getting close to consummation.
Oh, good. Let us know when you get it.
I'll send you a picture and you'll be like, nobody cares. I'll text you all excited, Tony, I finally got it. And I'll send it to you and you'll say, nobody cares.
You know what? On the Go Home show, we're going to see him not once, but twice.
Almost as many times as Eric Bischoff. This is probably around the time he's joining the booking committee.
Let's track this dipshit here.
Okay, here we go.
Prove that I can wear these colors. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to challenge tonight anybody from the black and white to come out here and face me man to man. I don't care if it's Vincent. I don't care if it's Horace. Hell, send Bagwell out here. He ain't worked in 8 months. But please send somebody.
Well, they didn't wait long, did they? They cranked up the NWO record like you thinking. They'll probably all come out trying to get their hands on it. That's probably so. So I guess he's going to prove he's going to hit Flair. He's going to get some respect.
And who would it be? The Giant. That's pretty good.
I love Heenan's comments. They'll probably all come out here. Huh. Wow. Anyway, my question about all this belt collecting that you do.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is you own really the holy grail of belts.
Right.
So where do you go from there? I mean,
Well, when I was a kid, my dad, someone asked my dad, what was your favorite sale? Because my dad was a salesman.
Sure.
My dad thought for a minute and he said, the next one. And I heard an old guy say once, you show me baddest bitch in the world, most beautifulest woman you ever did see. I show you, man, tired of fucking her. And that's when I really put both of those together and I understood more. And now my genes are very well aware of what that means, but I'm just saying it's fun to find these old wrestling things. That's really the fun of it is.
Yeah. The chase, right?
The hunt, the chase, and then the story of how in the world did it wind up here?
Right.
And then you're exactly right. I throw that shit on the shelf and on to the next one.
Well, there you go. To each his own. You don't like comic books and you don't like superheroes and Star Wars. So there you go. Well, this is a great way to wrap up our show. I know we've got less than 20 minutes to go on the show. And the fans, as you can tell, don't give a shit about this. So next week we watch the show that ended it all.
Yep.
And then a month later we added to that with the finger poke of doom, right? Not even a month later.
Yeah, just like 2 weeks later.
So there's an argument that can be made that we are right now, December 21st, 1998, the show that we're watching. We're at the beginning of like the worst 3 weeks of decisions this company have ever made.
Oh my God. Look, you're not going to believe what I just found.
What?
The list. People injured by Booker T. Well, that super fan messaged me. He nearly broke Disco's neck. Gets Disco again. No pullback. Potched power bomb. Almost breaks Mortis's neck. Almost decapitates Iaukea. Smashes Scott Hall's face. Probable concussion. Breaks his leg at with Rick Martel at Super Brawl. Possible orbital bone fracture on Scotty Riggs. Debut in WWE. Breaks Stone Cold's hand. Terrible botch with Test. Boy, I didn't realize there was like a whole contingent of people who were anti-Booker T.
Wow.
Did you know that?
This is news to me as we're recording this show here in late 2020.
I didn't no idea.
Neither did I. Choke slam. Boom.
What'd you expect on this one, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Drunk 24/7. Love that sign.
Is Lois at this show?
No.
I didn't know Lois was at this show.
Neither did I. All right. Got the microphone.
Track it.
Paige, where art thou, Paige? After what I did to you, you're probably laying somewhere dead. But Dallas, I give you a lot of credit. You're a hard-working man. You call yourself a spam and people's champion. If you look on your arm, you got a dead man's hand. And that's exactly what you are when you show up at Starrcade. Just being the bug that you are, I'm gonna grab a hold of you, and I'm gonna pull an arm off, I'm gonna pull a leg off, I'm gonna pull your head off, and I'm gonna give you more pain than you can ever imagine. And when it's all said and done, being the cockroach that you are. You're slimy. I'm gonna put you right under my thumb, and I'm gonna mash you. Cause the roaches checked in, but with a giant, they don't check out. Hey, fathead! You listen to me?
Yes, he is.
Where are you, Paige? Right up here, fathead! And who you call fathead?
And I won't be hard to find come Starrcade. Yeah, last Monday, you might have taken me down, being the 500-pound gorilla that you are. Pick me up and drop me like I fell off the Empire State Building. Yeah, G, you put me down. But you know, it ain't how many times DDP goes down, it's how many times Paige gets back up.
Lame.
And I'm up, Giant. I'm all jacked up. Cause I know
On Mountain Dew.
Starrcade. Cause I know you are the biggest. And I've felt it. You are the strongest. But you sure as hell ain't the smartest. I'm gonna find somewhere.
He's got a fan hold the mic.
His arms around that big, fat head of yours. And you ain't ever gonna see it coming, fathead. You get the big picture. Let me connect the dots for you. Let me help you feel the
Diamond Dallas Page.
That was not the best promo we ever heard, but there was some fun shit in it.
Yeah. And we even did a pyro bang with it too.
Yeah.
That's a good look. Him with all the people there.
Oh, absolutely. He's the people's champ. Like Paul Wall, baby.
Well, guess what? Michael Buffer is in the ring, and that means it's main event time.
That means we've spent a lot of money for a shit show. Here we go.
Main event of the evening.
We probably shouldn't.
The undefeated world.
Oh, because he's going to sue.
Yeah.
You think he's a suey motherfucker?
What I understand, he's really protective of his let's get ready to, whatever. So anyway, but there you go. Hair's coiffed.
What are you really protective of? Anything besides the biggity bug?
That's about it.
What about your daughter?
Yeah, my daughter.
So the dog comes first, daughter second?
Yeah.
Okay. When you and Lois kill this dog, will you get another one, you think?
Yes.
Do you already have one, like a breed in mind?
Don't know. Not sure. I really like Chihuahuas. I never thought I would, but I obviously love this dog more than any I've ever had. And I like smaller dogs now.
Oh, I do too.
Tinier dogs.
I got 2 little dogs. I'm all about it.
Yeah, I know. And I found out that, a comedian, George Lopez, is he a comedian?
Yes.
He said one time that he had like 3 Chihuahuas, and he said, I like smaller dogs because they poop less.
So,
and we had a big yellow lab dually that used to shit a log cabin, man.
I guess my question is, do you think George Lopez picked out a wife based on how often they pooped?
You never know.
How'd you know she was the one? Didn't poop a lot. What's a weak pooper? Perfect. I'm the traveler comedian. Very busy. I don't have time for all these extra poops. I got time for me to poop. I can't be waiting around for your poop. Give me a wife. Don't poop a lot.
Scott Hall was tremendous, man.
One of the best, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. He's obviously in that Hall of Fame they got, right?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, of course.
He had a great speech too. He said, Bad times don't last, but bad guys do.
Oh, very cool. Nicely done.
When you get put into, another Hall of Fame, not the WWE, when we know that'll never happen, but when you get put into another Hall of Fame, what will you say in your speech? Like, you're probably never getting in the Observer one, probably never getting in the Luthez one. But like, they probably got one. Oh, Cauliflower Alley. There's probably a couple other make believe ones you could get put in. When you finally get put in one of these irrelevant Halls of Fame, what do you think your speech will be?
It'll be something like, I'd like to thank everybody irrelevant who voted me into this irrelevant Hall of Fame. Have a nice day.
No, I know exactly how that email, they'd butter you up, write 4 paragraphs telling you how they grew up with you and how much they enjoy your work and they're glad you're back. And they're so honored to bestow this honor onto you.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the date. Here's the venue. Here's the information. We want you to be our headline act, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And you would reply, what's this pay? Send. And if they reply, we're going to, it's non-paid, it's a non-profit, but we'll cover your air and hotel. Mute, block, delete. Because Tony Schiavone, his attitude for wrestling now, much like WCW in 2000, is like the Wu-Tang Clan. Cream, cash rules everything around me. Get the money, dollar bills, y'all.
Okay. First of all, 2 things here. Number 1, fuck you. And number 2, you a lie. Another thing is that I do not want to ever be in any Hall of Fame.
Well, don't worry.
Good. Because I will turn them all down.
What if they pay good?
Not even I don't care how much they pay. No, don't want them.
What if it was $5 million, but you could never go back to AEW ever again?
Then you know what? Then it would be, I would want it in cash up front. Because anybody gonna pay me $5 million being a Hall of Fame, the Hall of Fame ain't worth it.
Well, hang on now. Gus Malzahn got $21 million to go home.
Well, he ain't worth it.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Because in that part of your state, they're stupid. But you know that already.
Nick Saban never got paid to leave. Did you ever get paid to leave?
No.
I know when you used to use the escort services back when there were yellow pages and you'd get in the yellow and you'd go to ESCORTS.
2 things. Fuck you. And number 2, you a lie.
Well, no, I just know that.
What type of angle are they getting ready to do for this thing here?
Your motto. Well, he's about to cost him the world championship in 6 days. Remember? Anyway, my point is, I heard that your move back in the day was you'd say, you're not paying the whores for sex. You're paying them to leave or something like that. And I thought that was such rough language. First of all, the proper term is escorts. And you're not paying for sex, you're paying for companionship. It was like, disappointed language from you.
Right.
Well, Kevin Nash is here, in his best, middle of the mall outfit, doing a little crotch chop to Goldberg from the outside of the ring. I didn't see the brand of his shirt. Is he wearing FUBU yet? He was a big FUBU wearer in this area.
I don't know if he's FUBU or not.
Well, no, you know about FUBU.
I don't know about FUBU.
Oh, it's for us, by us. It's a street brand. It was really popular back then and you need it. I need you in some FUBU and Fila.
I think I have one FUBU thing here.
Oh, please wear it on our next ad-free show Zoom.
No, they're pants. They're sweatpants, FUBU sweatpants.
Oh, hey, I wanted to tell you, I'm having a get together in February. I wanted to invite you right now.
I won't be able to make it.
You don't even know what day it is.
I won't be able to make it. But what day is it?
Saturday, February 13th. We're doing 80s prom the day before Valentine's Day.
I can't make it.
Why?
I'm not, I've decided I'm not in your age group.
No. You don't even know who's here. Bischoff will be here. My parents will be here. It's all old people and you. you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there it is. Spear gets her done, or does it? Kevin Nash is going to pull the body out, and Bam Bam Bigelow is randomly attacking Goldberg. And this is how we build to Nash Goldberg in 6 days at the big show, with Bam Bam Bigelow attacking Goldberg. What did we just watch, Tony?
We watched a terrible buildup, is what we just watched.
Is it any wonder that you guys really started to shit that bed around here?
No, there's no doubt about it.
Well, coming up next week, I'm pretty pumped about it. We're going to do Starrcade 1998. We've just established it's not going to be a great show, but it will be the beginning of the end of Goldberg, and we'll see the near end of Goldberg the following week. On December 30th, we're going to watch a Thunder from December 23rd, 1999, where Goldberg punches a limo and nearly dies. We've also got a couple of Geico bonus shows coming your way by the end of the month, and a couple of extra episodes over on Patreon as well. We'd love to have your support there. It's patreon.com/WHW Monday. You get lots of exclusive WHW stuff like video chats with Tony and swag and all kinds of fun stuff. Mostly it's a big community that you're going to love talking to other fans of WHW. We've also got adfreeshows.com, which is the super Patreon for all of my podcasts. Lots of great content there. Hope you'll check it out at adfreeshows.com. But right now, Tony, it feels like it's about that time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a great Monday Nitro. In the main event, we're going to have Rage and Chaos, High Voltage, in a one-on-one grudge match. And that's coming up right after we have Jerry Lynn go up against Alex Wright. And then the Disco Inferno will be in action against Lizmark Jr. What a great Monday Nitro we got for you. And we're going to all have it next week here on WHW. What's the name of our podcast, Conrad?
What Happened When?
Oh, What Happened When? We'll see you next week on What Happened When. We come to you Wednesdays on Westwood One. I need more Prevagen. Or Mondays, we come to you on
adfreeshows.com, or of course, Patron. Hey, hypothetically, are you all tuckered out from calling spots all night last night?
You a lie.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.